What's going on, guys? Looks like we're still getting loaded in. What's going on? How you guys doing tonight? What's going on, Dylan? What's up, buddies? Your live stream always makes me feel better. Oh, man, that's nice to hear. How you doing tonight? Feeling good? You excited for this game? What's going on, Jake? I'm doing well. How are you doing? Oh, Dylan, you got a new song coming out tomorrow morning, by the way? You're going to have to send us the link. Oh, appreciate it, Patrice. Much love to you. Yeah, week 8 was good. I think we were 8-5. I'd have to double check and see. For the season, 67, 52-1, which is excellent. Pretty happy about that. Oh yeah, we were 8-6 because we got the Kansas City game wrong. What's going on, Eddie? Fat guy's not here quite yet, but he'll be coming around the corner. And I'm doing well. Patrice, how are you doing tonight? And Mickey Hill, what's going on? I am ready for some football. I love that song. I hate the new remix song. The Week 9 picks we're gonna film tonight and get out probably around 11 p.m. Pacific time, 2 a.m. Eastern, depending where you're at. Good to hear, Patrice. Glad to hear you're doing well. Guess pretty safe to say the YouTube stream is up and running. Twitch is up and running. Don't remind me of the Kansas City game. I lost a ton of money on the +5 we had to cover. Yeah, it was too bad. Kansas City played well. I think they deserve better. Patrice, you're in New Orleans. What's the time difference there? I think you're 1 hour, 2 hours ahead of us on the Pacific Coast. Dylan's new friend going to be joining us tonight. Dylan, you got a new friend? 8-5 is excellent, by the way. Eddie, you're in Jacksonville. Yeah, we're in Vancouver. 5:07 here, so you're 2 hours ahead. So it's going to be out around 1 a.m. for you, but you don't have to rush to watch it. Just whenever you get up. Nolans is supposed to be the best place. I've never been to New Orleans. I'm going to have to go pretty soon. It'd be really fun to watch a game there. I had a friend and 10 of his buddies, or they won 10 tickets to go to see a game in New Orleans. Hey, Mickey, you're going to have to watch your top spot, buddy. I'm coming for you. It's going to be hard to catch up, Dylan. You're 9 games back of Mickey. It's going to take some serious grinding. Oh, that's awesome. You listen to the podcast every morning on your way to work? Yeah, Jacksonville would be fun too. I've been to Florida, but I can't remember if I actually went to Jacksonville. I don't know, Mickey. You're 17 games above. That's unreal. And Dylan's always grinding. He's not even talking about the contest. Yeah, Jake's at 69. I keep forgetting that you're picked last. I'm too stupid to put those two together. Jake, thanks for the tip too on the Denver line. I ended up getting it at 6. That was a nice cover. I was happy about that. So thank you very much. You won me a bit of money. Always a good thing. Dylan's been in a couple anuses, I'm sure. Oh, Patrice, you faded yourself on 2 tickets? Oh, no. Oh, appreciate it, Eddie. That's nice of you to say. We're trying to figure out how to put out some more content, some more good content for you guys that people enjoy watching. Oh, Patrice, that's so disappointing to hear. Yeah, grab some. I've already eaten, so the rest is yours. It's nice, huh? It's a treat. Stream's on. Perfect. I was thanking Jake for helping us get that Denver +6 line. He said, we give free picks, so he's giving us free picks.
Yeah. Sorry, I was on the phone with my sister.
Oh, no worries. Patrice said he took the Bears on one and Chargers on the other. Oh, Patrice said he faded himself and ended up losing on his tickets.
That's the
Bears and Chargers, and then the other one was Niners, Panthers. Big Rise in the house.
Hello.
Some guy had the username Gay for Fat Guy, so that means there's room for Gay for Big Rise.
Yeah, there certainly is.
Yeah. I was just listening to the Norm stuff when he was talking about how that guy just couldn't get hard for Adam Egan, so he just like crammed it in.
Yeah.
I don't know why I find that so funny. And then Patrice had Saints on.
He's Big Rye, by the way.
On the other.
Just making sure everyone knows that.
Eddie saying, "What's up, Patrice?" Too.
Hello. I am most certainly the fat guy.
Lots of kind words.
Yeah, this is a fun group to come to.
Yeah. Eddie said he couldn't sleep last night. That Chiefs game gave him PTSD. Woke up in a cold sweat.
It's a total joke, but whatever. I stand by that Chiefs pick, by the way, guys. I'm not a results-based guy.
Well, I was saying I feel like the Chiefs should have covered that game.
I think the Chiefs should have won that game, guys. I'm excited to bet the Cardinals on Thursday, if that makes any sense.
That line's all the way up to 10 now. And I think it's like 84% are on.
10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about Baltimore?
3.5, and people are betting New England, but the money's coming in on Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore's a total pro play.
There's actually been a lot of tickets have been bet today with Pittsburgh, but I'm kind of liking Miami now. Miami fits 2 of the 3 things we look for, and that's the only thing that doesn't fit them right now is how many people are on Miami, because a majority of people are on Miami.
That's a t-shirt.
Oh, perfect. I'm just going to throw it to the side
Yeah.
now. So 57...
I'll show the viewers after.
Yeah, for sure. I'll grab it right now. So 57% are on Miami, but that's changed because earlier, even just last night, what was it? Like, when did this just absolutely flip? So yesterday, starting at around 4 p.m. I'm not sure. Is it on? Just hit restart it all. The betting percentages went from 72.28, and it's come down all the way to 57.43. So that tells me that a lot of people have bet Pittsburgh over the last 24 hours.
Well,
but that line hasn't changed. That line stayed at 14, which tells me that it's a lot of squares coming in on the Steelers minus 14 today.
Yeah. Hey, Wook Dog. Again, I bring this up every time. Every time. But Wook Dog is the unofficial first Big Ryan the Fat Guy handicapping champion from last year.
Well,
we didn't keep score last year, but he was the winner. Everyone agreed. Everyone that did it every week.
Dylan said, hey, Fat Guy, just a reminder, those Pats better be picked tomorrow when I wake up. And I told you that the Pats would be favorites. Or he said,
I'm not picking the Pats
now
tomorrow.
He's saying Ravens. I think he.
Don't worry, I'll be taking the Ravens. Okay.
And Patrice said,
you really think I'm gonna lay three? I'm gonna lay 3.5 on the road in Baltimore. You gotta be kidding.
Patrice said the Chiefs should have won. Eddie said that shady fumble is what got him.
I don't want to get too much credit here, but I said all night that that's what was going to happen, and it did.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset Andy Reid didn't go for it on 4th and 3.
Yeah.
And I remember there was some sort of Reddit post about how it was like 98 percentile. I didn't think it was that bad live, but
I didn't like it.
The stats are saying otherwise.
Yeah, I can see that.
Eddie said that's a lot of points. Got Pittsburgh in Survivor and Miami plus 14.5 in the contest, so let's hit the middle tonight.
Yeah, I love it. That makes sense to me.
I think, everything there makes sense. This is one of those nice ones where it'd be nice to get like that Pittsburgh win by 7-10.
Yeah.
You get like the, whatever it is, plus 550 or...
Yeah.
This is one of those nights.
Jake and us both have kind of similar opinions, I would say, on gambling.
Yeah.
On football, that is.
It's nice that we can just guinea pig off everyone doing better than us in the contest.
Yeah, it is.
We're just like them. We're not like Jake. Jake's his own man. He's on top. He's literally on top of the Fat Guy.
Speaking of which...
So the game started. Eddie, you could take that comment and ask it every single time.
Oh, they're just brutally outcoached. Like you're getting a plus coach versus a D- coach. This is bound to happen. I just hope that they can cover.
Patrice said it's a player injury theory. Take the points with Matt Moore. Dylan Toddfield said based on the way Fitzpatrick played last week, they should easily cover this 14-point spread. And Dylan Tonfield's asking, if you bet $100, how much do you win? What are you talking
91
about?
on a spread bet.
What are you talking about exactly, Dylan?
91 on a spread bet.
So
Mark Walton getting the start here, running back. Well, everyone knew that anyways, but...
And it looks like the Dolphins start with the ball. They're going to receive. So Pittsburgh's going to receive in the second half.
It's 3rd and 8 for the Dolphins already. We missed a little bit of action. Jibber-jabbering.
Unlike Dylan Toddfield, they both take turns receiving.
There we go. 3-0. There's some guy that looked like he had a scissor cup in a Dolphins jersey. I respect that game.
A what? A scissor cup?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. A little John Chalice.
Hey, watch it there with the pizza fat guy. I heard that photo you took for Christmas last year is still printing.
Yeah, it still is. It's unbelievable. A lot of ink there. And that stuff's expensive.
Fat guy, did you guys bet this under 43.5? Eddie says it seems too good to be true.
It does seem good to be true. I didn't touch it. I don't know. This game's weird to me. The whole market's weird.
The over-under tickets were 50-50 split, but people had it bet up from 42 to 44.
And listen, Dylan, I'm under 300 pounds right now. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. And over 2 meters, so it works out.
Mickey keeps asking if he keeps wondering if Dylan's new friend will be joining us tonight.
Dylan has a new friend? Oh, jeez.
Oh, Dylan also said this is a good shout out to everybody who's joined us since, but Dylan's got a song dropping tomorrow.
Does he?
Yeah, so keep your eyes glued on Dylan Toddfield's channel.
Should it be your ears bent? I don't know.
I'm excited to hear this.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie's on a diet. I bet you, Eddie, what are you pushing right now? Where's that scale tipping? Oh, Mickey's talking about the dude that was slamming Dylan in the Picks video.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan said it's a remix of Different by 50 Cent. Eddie's at 200, said he needs to get down to 175.
I'd like to be 235. Interception!
Oh. Is that Xavier? 25?
Xavier Howard. Oh, that just cost me money. Oh, that's all right.
Who got that pressure from Miami? It looked like interior pressure against Pouncey, surprisingly.
Well, he's holding on the ball way too long. That was crazy bad decision making.
That was excellent coverage by Xavier Howard. He essentially was shadowing that route. Oh, that CN cocksucker had the nerve to comment again.
He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong, Dylan. Everything he said was right. You get away with murder in the comments section, and we back it up. We do like mud throwing in the...
I was surprised Fat Guy backed you up, Dylan, to be honest.
I did agree with everything that CN had said, though.
Eddie's thinking the Dolphins might win outright.
Dolphins are interesting. Dolphins are interesting with Fitzpatrick in that Fitzpatrick's a very variance quarterback, let's call it. He can win and lose any game. He's more likely to lose, but he still can get it done.
Well, he could throw 6 touchdowns or 6 picks in any game.
It's neither would surprise me. That's because he goes for it.
If he did both, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Jakeem Grant. Wow.
I want to see what daily fantasy lineups look like tonight.
Yeah. I bet you they take... Come on, Fat Guy. If you're going to be two-faced, at least make one pretty.
Kalen Balaj in Wildcat.
It makes sense. He did it at ASU a lot. Come on, Fat Guy. If you're going to be two-faced, at least make one of them pretty. Well, I mean, I can't put lipstick on a pig, as they say. He wasn't wrong, though. I got to say, CN said factually right things. You were outrageous as usual, but we encourage that. You're Mark Walton Jr. I like it. He got arrested recently.
Did he?
Yeah, like 6 months ago.
This is an interesting.
This is a weird. Lined up for a pitch. Like, what is this? I'm crushing the rest of that Zaw. Holy.
Yeah, get into it.
You know what's the funny part about? Oh, flash the T-shirt. I got pizza hands.
All right. Dylan's talking about how good looking you are, despite.
I actually used to be a very handsome man. It really fell apart. But I'm gonna say about 6 years ago, 5.
All right, let's see this kind of. The Fat Guy actually sews these shirts by hand, which I'm always impressed by. Let's see. Can I get this? There we go. Big Ryan, thefatguy.com, 2019 Week 7 champion. Pinkman.
Dude, that shirt's smaller than you.
Why'd you get such a small shirt?
It's what he said in the thing.
What did he ask for?
It's small, because everyone answers the question.
I finished on top of the fat guy. You know what's the best thing about this shirt? He's probably giving it to like his kid.
Probably. But why would he pick Pinkman as your name? Touchdown! Albert Wilson and the Dolphins.
It's nice for the cover. I was gonna say this is a nice Dolphins. It covers two of the three things that we look for.
Well, they knew that. That's why they scored a touchdown.
Totally. It only took them 4 plays to score too.
Dylan, I listen to me, not you. Point in case, check the scoreboard, brah.
Well,
this guy's on fire.
There's only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out. What are we going to do? Goatsy with Dylan's head? Sweet.
Eddie's calling it that Miami's going to win outright.
He might not be wrong.
Some lucky bastard bet the money line.
Yeah.
I didn't even see what the money line was before.
Dylan, $100 will probably pay you, I'm going to say $1,100. That would be my guess. In profit just for an outright win by Miami.
Oh, Jake, the 3 things I look for are reverse line movements, if the line's not above 10 for the favorite, and betting percentages. So looking at, ideally it's under 30% I like to bet, but I move it up to 40 if those other things are in play. If
Dylan makes these crazy bets with nobody.
That's fine. I'm sure Eddie's willing to take that bet.
I did want him to shave his pubes, though, and wear them as a wig, which he did say he would do if L.A. Rams beat San Fran at home as 4.5-point favorites. Dylan, you got a little lucky on that one, I think.
Yeah, Jake, sorry, I kept teasing what the 3 things were. It's tough to get some of this old scrambled out of the brain. If it wasn't for those 3 turnovers, game would have been a lot closer. I can't wait for the Ravens to F up the Pats.
You could say that about anything, though. If it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for X and Y. The game's in a vacuum. What's most likely going to happen? That's what we bet on.
DT's got the jokes just flowing right now.
He certainly does.
I don't know if I'm young anymore, Dylan, but the other 2 are correct.
Okay. You're young-ish. Big Rye's older than me, guys.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick has lost. He's 0-6 against the Steelers, and he lost with 5 different teams.
We're both 31.
We're 87 babies.
Yeah. He's like 20 days older. 23 days older than me.
Yeah. Eddie got effed over yesterday. He bet the Browns and the Chiefs. Got no money for books till next weekend. Oh, that sucks.
That's lame.
You got to bet smaller unit sizes.
Yeah, Eddie.
If you've gone belly up, at least you got some time now to lose. What is it, 25 pounds?
There you go. That's how you get into it.
Fat guy gambles, and I do nerd stuff on the internet.
Pretty much. That's just pretty much it. I do have a part-time job, but it's only like 12 hours a week. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I do marketing for a company, but we'll see. Oh, Eddie's 87 too. That's awesome.
Nice. Are we, Dylan? I like your math.
Oh, what a run by Connor.
Oh, jeez.
I can't believe that guy made that tackle.
Kayvon Webster?
Yeah, like I thought he was going to get rolled over. I don't know if you saw, but there was a Saquon Barkley highlight from this weekend.
I didn't see it.
He chucked a corner down. It was pretty good.
A la Peterson against the Browns, 2009.
It wasn't that good, but it was something.
Is Dylan in the top 11? No. He's got to work harder, I think.
Yeah, Eddie said he bets a high amount. And Dylan's 2002, baby.
02. We're in grade 9. That's weird to think.
Same age as most of the guys I see. Dylan said he will be. He's winning tonight.
What's that thing smell like?
Dylan's tied with Whoop Dog. That's
pretty good company.
That is pretty good company.
Look at Stubble. Holy. Look at Jake. Look at that percentage ATS. Holy.
It's unbelievable.
Even
it's
us
so
is pretty good. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, everyone in the top 10's winning money.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to look at it this way. Like, look at Detroit time. Boss Lion in the chat, if he ever joins us tonight. He's at 52.9. He's what? What is that? He's 7 games above 500.
Yeah.
But if he was betting in Vegas, he would just be squeaking by.
I wouldn't say that.
0.5%.
It's still an okay return, but
that just shows you how difficult it is. Like, I think people kind of lose track with how well you have to do picking games over the long term to be successful.
it's so hard. Holy, Dylan flooding it with some George Michael talk.
This is like the one time I pick a team to take a lot of points. I usually am the giver and not the receiver, but he's versatile.
Oh, all right.
Twank versatile,
that's what they call it. Illegal hands to the face, Nick Needham. I don't even know who Nick Needham is. No, definitely not Eddie. Because some of the lines are just too tough. Because believe it or not, in some of the games, the line is so good that you're going to be a loser in the long run betting on either side because you can't beat the juice. That's an actual thing. I know it sounds insane, but that's what it is.
Yeah, Eddie says only 1% win long term, and
I got to be honest, Eddie. Most of that comes down to bankroll management. Gamblers as a whole are just obscenely bad with their money, and I can tell you firsthand. I've won some serious money playing cards and blown it just because you're excessive, right? So, Big Rye is a master at managing money and bankroll. Well, the thing is, you got to take the fun right out of it. I know it's fun. It's awesome. You just got to be an emotionalist blob. That's the unfortunate part. And few people are capable of it. This is a huge hold.
That play was the longest developing screen I've
ever seen. Like, here's a good example, Eddie. Everyone on that list would be making money if you excised appropriate bankroll management. Everybody from in the top 10. Everybody. So, I mean, it's not the thing too is you're not going to make $1 million. You're not going to make a home run, but you can turn a profit, right? And if you can turn something that you do as a hobby, a profit is incredible. Oh, Micro Rods. Hola. Driving home from work. What's up, pal?
What's going on, Micro? How How you doing tonight? Like I always say, this stream is more important than your drive.
Gee, you're a lot of fun, eh? Well, guys, I'll get rid of him later. Don't worry. He's got very little he can... I'll get him. A little pillow job.
Earlier I learned there's a huge difference between Ola and Hala.
Hala, we're Canadian. We're so... Like everything, we get everything Americans do 2 years late. My favorite thing... Oh, what an interception.
Oh, and they count it, too. That's 2 interceptions now for Rudolph in the first 7 minutes of this game.
That was unfortunate, though.
Oh, Micro made some money this weekend. That's awesome.
Excellent. Excellent. We like hearing that. Miami in high spirits at the moment. Oh, no, he didn't get it. He
Stepped out?
Yeah. Yeah, we totally are. You know what my favorite thing about Canada is people in America think Drake is cool.
I don't think that's just an American thing. I think that's Dylan Toddfield.
No,
I'm sure he would
Drake
love to wrap
is
his
such a
lips
weenie,
around.
man.
He'd love to wrap his lips around Drake.
Oh, jeez. His name's Aubrey Graham.
He got famous for being in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he was on a Canadian TV show in a wheelchair.
I'm loving hearing that Mike Rod's made money this weekend.
I'm liking that. We like when people make cash. How about that BC Bud? It's very popular. I can put it that way. That is.
It's supposed to be the best, but I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I've only smoked weed like maybe 30, 40 times. So no, I've never even watched a CFL game, Eddie. I got to be real.
I'm 0-1 betting CFL this year.
Yeah, you are.
So I just don't do it. The CFL is tough for market plays. Let's put it that way.
Well, CFL you could beat handicapping, I'm sure. But the limits are low. You can only bet $500 a game, right? So there's a cap on how well you could do, really. And think about it this way: if you're only making 2-3% a game, then a $500 bet's going to net you in the long run an expected value of about $15 a game. So it's tough. It's a lot of time. Like the time cost benefit on a market like that isn't that good. NFL is interesting because it draws such a large market. There can be some pretty big margins despite a large market correcting itself. Oh yeah, we totally know who Buck Pierce is. Yeah, but that guy got concussions all the time.
He was one of the best quarterbacks the Lions have ever had. Is Buck Pierce?
You actually watch him? I always just saw highlights, and I always saw him get hurt.
I was watching a lot of CFL when Buck Pierce was playing.
Did you go to the games?
I used to go to lots of games.
Oh, really? I've only been to like 3, I think. And I don't know, I was drunk at one of them, so I didn't even... Oh, I saw Ricky Williams play on the Argonauts once. So, I was wrecked. I was so wrecked.
It's pretty entertaining, but it's only entertaining because of the rules. But the
rules
NFL
are
players
hilarious.
Are a lot better.
Wow, that was so close. I have respect for the CFL, don't get me wrong. It's just a different game. My brother-in-law got drafted really high in the CFL one year, but he turned it down, so... They're going for it on 4th and 6. Oh! Defensive stand Miami. Wow. This is a fun one. This is a fun one already.
This is interesting. Like, I don't know why they decided it was a good idea to go for it.
We're from BC. We're from Vancouver.
Yeah, Rudolph off with that throw. He threw it behind James Washington, who almost made the catch.
That was a good play by James Washington. Wow. How's the economy in Canada compared to the USA? Well, we have what's called the Bank of Canada. You have the Federal Reserve and the Treasury, and our banking system, I would say, is a lot better. We've had 0 major recessions since the Great Depression. You guys have had like 6 or 7. So we're a little bit more fiscally responsible, I would say. The Bank of Canada's only clients are banks, and the banks are crown corporations, which means they run in pretty close adherence to the government, and they're more or less owned by the government or the people of the government. So I would say the Canadian economy is usually it's dependent and reflective of the American, but we have better rules in place to benefit us in the future. The one problem is the current government in there. We have 3 parties: the NDP, Liberal, and Conservative, that are popular, and the Conservatives, although are not the flashiest party, let's say, and they have very poor messaging, they are by far the most fiscally sound. Whereas liberals back in the day were also very fiscally sound, but they aren't anymore. So the current government, it's kind of ruining the financial foundations that we kind of had, I would say. I went kind of long on that, eh?
Yeah, the economy's fine. What's up, fellas? Yeah. Still on over the loss last night.
Me neither, Jamie. Sorry about that. It's 2-0 or 0-2 for Fat Guy's Bet of the Weeds.
I see Jamie has a new YouTube name. It's Jamie Chiefs.
Yeah, I like it. And he made a little avatar too. I'm a fan.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Guys back in the Packers got a narrow cover on the inside. I can't believe this Leonard Williams to the Giants.
That's
a third-round pick.
So tomorrow's the last day for trades, I believe, Tuesday.
I thought it's like Tuesday at like 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem, Eddie. Yeah. I imagine you guys have the same things with Democrats and Republicans. You know, there's no real winning. Democrats spend money, Republicans tend to not, but nothing really changes. Yeah. I wouldn't say racism is an issue. I mean,
it's less of an issue.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like Quebecois versus...
Yeah.
And that's so far away from where we are.
Any chance where we trade for AJ Green? I don't think so, Jamie. You're too loaded kind of at that position. It'd just be too crowded. Especially with the emergence of McCole Hardman as a big-time playmaker.
What's going on?
Perva.
What's going on, Mr. Meta?
Holy wow. Bud Dupree. Woo!
They had 3 guys in the backfield that could have made that tackle.
Bud laid the boom. I like the Steelers defense. I got to be honest. I really do.
Apuvra's got to be happy with...
Apurva.
Apurva's got to be happy with...
Oh, yeah, he won yesterday. He should be happy.
Yeah, with yesterday's result.
Yeah, I agree. Watkins is my least favorite receiver in the NFL. I've hated him since the draft.
Yeah,
disliked him.
He was overrated.
But I mean, at the same time, you don't want to be trading for an expensive receiver. All right, Apurva, you need to come back like yesterday. I think you might be able to, though. So there you go. We all want the Steelers to win between 7 and 10 points. That's what we want. So we're on the same team here. Hey, Hobgoblin.
What's going on, Sam?
Nice run from Mark Walton.
The only thing that's tough, Apuvra, is the juice that you get, that minus 240.
Yeah, I think that probably lines up okay. Minus 240, it's a lot to win a little. And it's not looking the greatest right now, but I still think you're okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Watkins, Jamie. If you could somehow package Watkins and a little bit less for AJ Green, have at her. But the problem is, though, and you know what? Though Watkins is getting paid similar to what AJ Green is gonna get paid, so which sounds crazy. Wow, Fitzpatrick with another completion.
Preston Williams going with the no mouth guard, which is always interesting.
No, I think it was an invisible one.
Oh, you think so?
Invisalign, I'm pretty sure it was. Preston Williams is less flashy.
Fitzmagic tonight.
Looking like it so far.
Eddie was calling for a Miami win.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
He threw it away.
Yeah.
Because of the blitz.
It's a dangerous throwaway, though.
Yeah.
You certainly did. We heard it here. Eddie Pizarro on the Big R the Fat Guy channel called a Miami win outright. I can't believe he got a first-round pick for Micah Fitzpatrick.
It's good. It's a good deal for the Dolphins.
Good deal for Miami. Nice. Preston Williams able to beat Joe Hayden one-on-one. Yeah. It'll be out late tonight, but most of you guys will be asleep by then. So
it'll be out around 11 Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern.
Yep. Wow, that's so weird, the juice of Perva. Is there any way you can get it for less? Like, just pay less juice? Hey, fat guy, how do you feel about the pick last night? Kind of bi-curious. No, I'm happy. I'm happy I chose the Chiefs. I think it's the right play.
Eddie listens to our
on the way to work? That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So he wants us to go long.
Go long? I've been I wanted to cut it down a little bit, to be honest. 34 minutes I went, because we don't have, how is that a touchdown? 14-0 Dolphins. Unbelievable. Alan Hearns.
They're celebrating every touchdown like it's a defensive interception.
Oh, don't buy points. Just take the spread. Always. Yeah, I don't know about buying points.
Eddie's feeling good. The reason why he's telling you not to buy points is because when you buy points, you lose juice every time.
It's like insurance at the casino. I mean, I don't know enough about blackjack theory to make that, but it just seems like another tax. Yeah, I'm glad people listen to it on the way to work.
Oh, CN just gave a reply. You gotta pull up our YouTube comments. It sounds like there's a back and forth going on.
Oh, jeez.
What's going on, Zaps? Hey guys,
Hey, Zaps.
you guys bet on this game or stay away due to the weird market? We ended up staying away.
Weird market. This guy's on the pulse. I like it.
Yeah, I'd say that 2 of the 3 factors I liked about this game, but the one big one that we like to follow is betting percentages, and more people were on Miami tonight than the Steelers. Even though it started to even out as kickoff came around and the line stayed at 14. So it was a reverse line movement for Miami and their 14-point underdogs, which was the 2 things I did like. But because they didn't have that bet percentage, I left it.
Jeez. I think I read this one last night, actually. Holy. How Sienna Dylan Todd field. This could be a really Sam and Diane type dynamic going on here.
Sam says if Dolphins go up 17 early, Moneyline pay does a payout on Bet365.
Yeah, but they probably take a little bit of the juice, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's like in on PokerStars now, they have this thing called cash out. Well, you'd love this. So when you're all in, they calculate your equity, Big Rye, and they take a 1% commission so that you can't get bad beaten, but you're just giving up 1% of your... So I auto-click no, like, don't do it. And then people are in decision-making. People have to take their timer to decide whether to do this or not. It's not, and then I can use people that don't understand that. I just assume are noobs. Some aren't though, which is the part that I find really bizarre.
Eddie says if the live line is Dolphins plus 115, take that shit on the money line. Steelers are minus 145.
Still,
it's hard to
up
believe.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
this doesn't make sense.
If anything, I'd throw it the other way. I'd say probably Dolphins are minus 145 and Pittsburgh's closer to plus 150.
No, I don't think Eddie mistyped that. Dolphins are still the favorites. All right, it's just bizarre.
Does it say what percentage or what line the Dolphins are favorites? But even like live betting, wait till half. Dolphins are plus 126.
Plus 126. Take it. What?
Pretty good.
That's great.
But again, we're not here to tell you guys to bet live
I can't.
stuff.
Sorry, yeah. That just seems like a crazy. You guys have
it's easily the Saints. Saints are going to win. It's probably Saints from the NFC, and it's probably Patriots from the AFC.
Probably. I mean,
that's the favorite.
The thing is, it's Dylan, I don't really go who's gonna win, who has a good price. Like that's all I care about. Am I getting a good price? I don't care who it is. I gotta be honest. If I had to pick,
it's plus 2.5 against the spread for the Dolphins, and it's plus 120 money line. Definitely take the 120 money line. I'd stay away from the plus 2.5. Just bet money line if you can.
If I had to pick, I would pick the Patriots because they're the best coach team. That was if I had to make a pick.
How about for NFC? Who wins the conference?
It's gonna be hard to go against the Saints. It really is. You can make an argument for Seattle though, but I don't think they're good enough. They're personnel.
The Saints team is better.
Yeah.
But Russell Wilson's the best.
Russell Wilson's better than anybody on. I think Russell Wilson's the best player in the league.
Seattle has the coaching that can get it done. The early payouts plus 575. What was the original money line that you got?
Well, Dylan, I chose differently than you. You're gonna have to in life. There's gonna be some tough choices you have to make, and not everyone agrees with you.
Yeah, Eddie's on the same boat. Take the Dolphins.
Eddie's an underdog rooter like us. I can tell.
Well, you're getting 14 points right now.
Eddie, if you knew how many garbage teams Big Rye have bet on. Remember the old Jags we used to bet every week? Plus 25 and shit?
Kansas City as well.
You can't make that case, Dylan. He's like fourth in sacks. He's got 8. I'll give him that. But Myles Garrett's got more. I think Shaq Barrett's got more. I mean, he might have the same as with Josh Allen, oddly enough, who's racking them up in Jacksonville. Really? Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah. I think MVP of the league is Russell Wilson. That's where I would go with that.
He's probably the best player in the league.
He's the best player in the
now.
league. I think. I don't even like the Seahawks. We live near them. I particularly don't like the 12 jerseys when they wear them around here. I think it's annoying. I think they're very opportunistic, but it is. I agree. The Seahawks have beefed it up a bit, and their O-line's not nearly on the level of the Saints. But Russell Wilson's
and there's teams
abilities.
like Philly and Dallas. Like, Dallas is not an easy team to play against in the playoffs.
Dallas is up there for me, oddly enough, despite some duds. Wilson gave away a baby interception to Peters. Yeah, I mean, these things happen, man. Like, hey, he had a... Oh, you out of here, Micro? Have a good one, pal.
Have a good night, Micro. Hopefully you traveled safely.
Yes.
Check this out. My buddy took the Dolphins plus 9.5, and the Dolphins went up 7-0. Unbelievable.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mickey Hill likes the Niners. Yeah, they're dominating. Absolutely. I just haven't bought into the Niners hype, even though I like how they're coached, how they're constructed. I like everything about the Niners. Especially, I like that the Niners, they haven't had Matt McGlinchey or Joe Staley. They're tackles. They haven't. It's bizarre.
I just want to see them do it. Like, it's funny to say for them to be consistent, but like, we've seen a pretty small sample from them so far. It's been this season, and that's it. Eddie's got the Niners winning the NFC. If the Niners do win the NFC and the Saints have to go play there, it's going to be a little bit harder for them.
That's going to be so hard for them to get it done.
But if Saints, it's such a huge advantage getting home field. It's like what would you say? It gives you like an extra 6% chance at winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Winning a Super Bowl, if you get a buy-in and the thing, it's way more than that.
The defense is stout, and defense wins championships.
Aren't you going to go contrarian with your MVP? Funny that you bring that up, Sam. There was, who is it, Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp you could get at like, I think it was like 160 to 1.
I thought it was 300. It doesn't matter.
It wasn't even that good.
160 to 1 doesn't seem even a little bit feasible for Cooper Kupp. I used to do a basket of Super Bowl MVPs, but it's regular season MVPs. I can't go contrarian. I got to go with what's real.
Well, we have to see what the lines are. I think my favorite bet that we ever made was that Seahawks MVP for Michael Bennett.
When did we do that?
For the Super Bowl.
We did do that.
Super Bowl MVP was Michael Bennett, and that was the year that he tipped the ball, and then the other...
Did we nail that one?
Well, the other whack linebacker picked it off.
Oh, Malcolm Smith.
Yeah, and Malcolm Smith ran it
back.
Yeah! And he won MVP, and we were like, how does that happen?
Yes, I remember now. What line did we get? It was like over...
It was 100 to 1 for Michael.
It was 100 to 1, yeah.
To win Super Bowl MVP.
I think we bet the max was like $11.
No, it was more. I think it was like 50. Like
we bet 50 on it?
It was a pretty big
one.
One.
Yeah. Oh, that would have had a 5 gur right there.
Yeah, that would have been nice. All right, let's I'll jump through these chats here. Have to admit, though, porn star Jimmy is pretty solid, talking about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. I knew where that was going.
The Saints would definitely win on the road. I wouldn't say definitely. It's definitely some home field advantage, especially with these good teams. Mickey Hill says if Saints pass D keeps improving, they're going to be a force home or away. Yeah, that pass D really is the difference for the Saints.
That's pretty good.
Eddie says I'm going to put some coin on the Niners to win the NFC right now. It's plus 400. ITYM, I picked Steelers at minus 7.5. Feels bad, man. Oh,
Eddie, wait, man. They're at their highest price they could be, man. They're like riding so high. Wait till they have Eddie. Wait till they do poorly. Like, hopefully, this is what you want. Big Ryan and I made a bet like this once with the Seahawks. Wait till they lose. Like, hopefully they lose some game. Like, maybe a weird one. They lose somehow to the Cardinals on Thursday. And then you're going to be able to get a way better price because the market will slip. Yeah. Don't pick them when they're undefeated. It's too square. I'm going to grab some water. You want some?
I'm good. Zap said Warriors were a great bet today after they got blown out yesterday. Yeah, that was nice. I had OKC in that game, so that was one of my first basketball plays of the year, sorry. And Mickey Hill's pick right now is the Niners. Warriors aren't making the playoffs this year. They suck. Eddie said that's a good point, fat guy. And Sam said the Dolphins are balling out. They are. They're showing this Howard interception again. It was impressive. It looks like they have Howard following Juju Smith everywhere on the field. What a play. Penalties on the defense, so Pittsburgh picks up the first down here. The Vikings are a dangerous team. They're riding high too right now. That defense is scary though. Mickey Heel said to not sleep on the Vikings.
Oh yeah, I like the Vikings too. Absolutely. Yeah, he's not wrong about that. I can't believe that Dolphins line. Holy. Just bizarre. He got 9.5 when they're up a touchdown. Like, you can say what you want about the Dolphins being the worst. I'd get it. However, though, it's they're professional. They're still professional athletes. The Dolphins, like, I don't know. They've shown up to lose. That just makes sense. Doesn't make sense to me.
Sam said that we should post our plays on Twitter. He'd double click if we like the same play.
The problem is I don't want to become like a tout, Sam. Like, that's the thing. We're selling a lifestyle, as you said it once. So that's the one thing I'm not. We're trying to stay away from that. We want to be informative, if anything, and we learn from you guys too. We're not like the foremost authorities. We just believe in contrarian theory over anything. Well, Dolphins, of course, the thing is, Apurva, it's the management wants to tank. Management does. But the players and coach, they have to. They're going to work, right? You have to respect yourself and what you're doing. The players aren't interested in tanking, and the other thing too is because the players aren't. They don't even know if they're going to be on the team, and they're going to be a part of this great team. Oh, unbelievable! Sack fumble recovered by the Steelers, but they got there. So they're still pros of Purva, so you got to think of it in that. And the other thing, too, is your resume as a football player is what you do on the field. So tanking doesn't really benefit the players. It'll benefit management and ownership, absolutely, but not the players. I didn't even see what's that late flag about.
I don't know what that was, but the guy tackled him like 5 yards out of bounds.
Yeah. Dolphins this is looking good for Dolphins cover.
Well, the Steelers have just come out as flat as could be.
Yeah. You got 14.5. You got to be happy here right now.
Yeah, 4 scores.
I like this Mickey Hill comment. This is funny.
These flippin' Dolphins throwback unis are straight fire.
I actually do like their uniforms. I think they're pretty good. I wish they had the old logo, though. I hate this Dolphins logo. I miss like the happy dolphin with the helmet. Oh, they are wearing it, too. Oh, right. They are wearing the old helmets.
Just going to say, not enough Linda Hamilton movies.
She actually isn't in that many movies.
No.
I'm going to look her IMDb. Maybe it's like 15. I can't even name too many of them now I think about it.
Can we agree that the Saints color rush uniforms are the best in the league?
Yes. That's Big Rye's favorite by a mile. I like it too.
Sam said this must be killing you to not have the points right now, fat guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's annoying, but it's annoying, but I mean, like, I don't do the results game, So I take bad beats really well. I gotta be honest. The most emotionally invested I was all year was last night. Actually, both Chiefs games, on the Colts against the Chiefs, on the Chiefs against the Packers. This game has my name. Absolutely, it does. Yeah. The market was so weird, though. We chose to stay away.
Dylan said the second best is the bright green Seahawks ones.
Oh, I cannot sign off on that one, pal.
Sam said
hey,
this
Glock,
game
how
has
are you?
our name all over it, and Glock said, "What's up, boys? What's going on, Glock? How you doing tonight?" Yeah, the bright green Seahawks ones are the best. I'm down for the bright jerseys too.
I hate those Seahawks ones.
Little
helmets been lots of stuff, but mostly TV. It looks like.
Yeah, the Seahawks color rush does look like a highlighter.
Yeah, I'm with Mickey Hill on this one. I like the Raiders ones too. Glock, just exercise appropriate bankroll management. That's all I can say.
Next week's going to be a nice week to be on the Steelers.
Yeah. The cover it was crazy. Zaps. They could have won that game. Screen here to Balaj, who gets a first down. Dolphins churning. Tough to stop the Dolphins right now, eh?
Yeah, apparently.
It's one game, Glock. You've won Super Bowls. I like the Browns. I've never even been to one. The other team I like is the Raiders. They won in 83, 81, and 79, I think. 77.
Sam, I don't like the Lions money line next week, but that's just me.
When he's going Lions money line?
He said, I like Lions money line next week. Do you all agree?
I get that, Glock. I get it. It's one game, though. Think of the big picture, pal.
Zab said the
game's not over either.
Zab said the cover by the Falcons yesterday was crazy.
Yeah, I touched on that.
Glock hates Joe Hayden.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of him in Cleveland after a while. I liked him a lot to begin with, but then it was just...
Dylan, you're 6-8 right now.
So he'll go 7-8. I guess he took the Dolphins. Yeah, they traded him, Zaps. They traded him to Arizona. Chase Edmonds is going to be hurt for a few weeks. The running back that's playing in place of David Johnson, who's also hurt. So it's going to be difficult. J.J. Watt did get a season ender. Wow.
Yep.
I don't really understand the Kenyon Drake to the Cardinals one, but because Chase Edmonds is one of the best backups in the league.
Yeah, they're I guess they're
corner blitz picked up, but Fitzpatrick heard the pitter patter, and this is going to be a fourth down for the Dolphins. A stop by the Steelers, but they took some time off. They're up 14. This isn't all right.
Did anyone in the top 10 take the Steelers?
Good question. I can take a look here. Big Rye's got too much stuff going on.
Go to Google Data Studio. Zaps is 9-5. Said he took the Dolphins.
Well, that's. Is that gonna put him in? Ooh, yeah, he's looking. I went to Docs like a moron.
Yeah, 2 for 823 yards for Rudolph so far. It's been a poor start. Plus an interception and a second one that he threw that got called back after the corner stepped out.
Started him in fantasy 1 year, or one league. 1 year.
Check out the week 8 leaderboard. And then click edit.
What's that?
Click on edit. And then click on the the graph. And then on the right hand side, find the Miami-Pittsburgh game. And then drag that.
Weird how that one's not in.
Drag that just under username. On the right.
I hit refresh then, yeah?
Yeah.
Looks like Sir Paco to Pope's gonna possibly win this.
He's the favorite right now.
I would say heavy favorite.
Glock said this guy needs to be in the XFL. Zaps, I bet the Bills like an idiot this week. Dylan said, I'm talking about overall if anyone in top 10 has them. Apurva said about 20% of people in the survivor pool are on the Steelers.
Yeah.
Mickey Hill said Gustavo Fring is in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that's Giancarlo Esposito.
Jake Jacobs says it's a series, not a movie. And then Glock's asking when he can make his Week 9 picks.
Well, we'll have the video out around 11 Pacific time this evening, 2 a.m. Eastern, and the link will be in the description on that video. Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito, I like him as agent. Oh, what's his name in The Usual Suspects? It's like Jack Bader or something. Can't remember. That's the first time I remember him being in a movie, though. Well, the D-line's playing great on Miami. Who would have saw that?
It's nice to see. They came to play tonight, and the Steelers have not really shown up. So this is what's happening right now. But there's still lots of game to go. Like this game is
far from over. It's the second quarter.
The spread's looking good though. 28.5 points. But even that's still not in play. Glock said free Duck Hodges. I don't know who Duck Hodges is.
Devlin Hodges, he's a duck color.
Him too? I'm thinking of a different guy.
He's a champion duck color.
Dylan thinks it's funny how many people's usernames involve the fat guy moniker.
Yeah, I don't know. I talk a lot. I guess that resonates with people. I have an annoying voice, though. I always found that.
That's what everyone keeps saying.
I know.
Zap says the Steelers making the Dolphins D look like the Pats D. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Glock said, fire Colbert. It's a cardinal fucking sin to trade our first round pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't do the right thing. Yes, that was the other one. Mickey Hill. I was in my head. I was like, oh, which is it? I couldn't remember. I'd recently rewatched The Usual Suspects. Actually, I had it on in the background while I was playing poker, so I that was more fresh. I don't know. I don't really care for Spike Lee now that I think about it. Although I did like Inside Man, I'll be honest. That looked dangerous, that run. Those Steelers uniforms aren't bad either, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I like both teams' uniforms.
Ooh, that was a good tackle. That could have gone big. Kaiser Soze. The only lame thing going back now is like, all right, Kaiser Soze is Kevin Spacey. Spoiler alert. Like the idea of Kevin Spacey being an imposing figure is funny to me. Oh yeah, Spike Lee. Ugh. Ugh. I did like Inside Man though. Inside Man's a good movie. Oh, and Clockers. I like the movie Clockers. I used to play poker a lot with Mekhi Phifer, believe it or not, on the internet. It's not even a joke.
Yeah?
Yeah, he used to play in Full Tilt all the time, and we played at similar stakes.
That's way different than the movie that I enjoy, and that's Inside Men. Oh, there's Boss Lion making an appearance. Whoever chooses the Steelers to cover the spread doesn't watch Steelers football.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't bet this game, though. I was a wimp. I thought something weird was about it, but... Prison Break. I don't know if I can sign on that one, Glock. Using that term a lot, sign off on it.
I just figured with the addition of Roosevelt Nix, it was going to be hard for the Steelers not to cover.
I do have more wins than you, Dylan. So does Mickey Hill. We can really throw shade at you. And so does Jake Jacobs, who's also in this chat. You got the big boys up top here, pal.
Yeah, Boss Lion too.
My sister was a big fan. I feel like I'm too old for a show like that. I really do. I liked the first season of Oz. I did. And I can't even think. Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Delocated.
Check it out.
Check it out with Dr. Steve Brule. Yeah.
Steelers should not be 14-point favorites against anybody. The greatest trick the Dever ever pulled was convincing people he didn't exist. That's a Vern Troyer quote.
What a catch! Smith-Schuster. Mickey Hill quoting The Usual Suspects. We're getting a little bit... I like it.
I thought that was Vern Troyer.
You've never seen Usual Suspects, have you?
You ever seen Vern Troyer?
Yeah, he's dead.
No, he was in all those Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
He lives his life a quarter inch at a time.
Vern Troyer looks like he should be sitting on my shoulders and guiding me. That's what you do, actually.
Yeah. Not much of a...
People don't know that Big Rye is actually a little person. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, I have to sit so close to the...
He has pedal extenders. It's cute. I like how the crowd's behind Rudolph now. Juju probably is the most fun name to pronounce. Oh, I can go deeper on that, Zaps. Equanimous St. Brown. Barkevius Mingo. Lil Jordan Humphrey. Those are pretty good.
Lil Jordan.
Lil Jordan's good.
For a first name.
I think Equanimous St. Brown is the best one. I really do.
It's nice to see Big Ben's been keeping in great shape.
You just did that Arnold voice from that.
Great shape.
You're fighting the devil.
Yeah, I was telling that story today.
On stream?
No, off stream. Bobby Brister, DeBrickshaw Ferguson.
Yeah.
What's going on, Zipvono? How you doing tonight?
Zipvono.
We can't really tell how big you are from the camera. Maybe fat guy does it on purpose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I'll break it for you. I'm about just under 6'6", maybe 6'6", 290. I'm a big guy.
Taco Charlton. How about Taco Fall?
Taco Charlton's good. Yeah, but Taco Charlton's a nickname. Taco Fall is his actual name. Camera loses 10 inches. I don't think I'd be left with much, Sam. I got to be real here. Big Rye'd be a woman.
The what's it called? Who's the guy who's named after the OJ judge?
Oh, Ito Smith.
Yeah.
After Judge Lance Ito.
I find that funny. Glock 6'180". He could play center in the NHL.
He could play center in the NHL. It's a good height weight combo.
Mickey Hill seeing Ed Kemper flash before
Ed
his
Kemper.
eyes.
Yeah. He's got 3 inches on me though, Mickey. He's got 3 inches. And 39 years. I got him. I can take that guy, no problem.
Clinton
yes.
Dix is a good one,
I forgot about Ha. That is a good one. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Taco Charlton, I believe he's playing this evening for the Dolphins.
The Dolphins?
Oh.
Boss Line said, good at getting stiff-armed. Wait, how tall was Mr. Ed Kemper? And Zivono's 6'1", 185. He used to be pretty skinny.
Yeah, I 6 years ago I was 185 at 6'6". I lost. I bet someone $3,000 that I would lose more weight than him, and I lost 110 pounds, and he beat me. The guy the guy canceled his car insurance, and he ran everywhere, and he lost 140 pounds. I'm not even joking.
That's funny.
He only put 80. He put 80 of it back on. I put all of it back on, and then some.
What was his starting weight?
His starting weight, he was 295, and then he was
and how much did he lose?
like $140. He was like $165, so 130.
And how tall is he?
He's 6'3", 6'4".
And
He's a big guy too.
65 pounds.
Yeah, I went down to 185. Yeah, and he beat me. It was a 1-year bet. That was crazy. After that knee injury, I put 40 back on, then I had the knee injury. That's crazy. I can't believe I did that. I could never do that again.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's easy when you're 26, 25. Not easy, but easier.
You have to be Dylan Toddfield's age to be that elastic.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. No. Big Rye's short. He's like 5'6". No, I'm in terrible shape, and Big Rye I wouldn't say is in great shape right now either.
I'm in the worst shape of my life.
Yeah, I'd say we both are. I think it's this show. Have you guys seen new LSU commit? I haven't. I'd like to get in better shape so my brain would work better. Honestly, that would be the main purpose.
Oh, that's the guy Mickey Hill was trying to think of too. The LSU.
What position does he play? I'm really interested. Please let me know.
And Apuvra were 31.
31. There
we're
you
the
go.
Same height.
Yeah. I always find it funny. Big Rye was considerably better than me at basketball when we were younger, which sounds weird. I couldn't shoot either. Like, I was so bad at it.
It's tough.
You guys gonna be betting college hoops? It's a Big Rye fielding that one.
Yeah, I'll be betting college hoops. I won't be watching any games, but I'll be betting them. All market plays. I'm kind of done watching games. Zivono said, yeah, that's a good idea. I remember Kasparov always talking about keeping in shape because it would improve his chess, so it must matter.
That's exactly why. And I think we both like chess, Zivono, me and you. I would wager to bet that you're better than me, but it's a good mental game. I played 4 or 5 games today, so I think I went 4-1. I was happy because I was on a bit of a downward spiral in my rating, but I'm really into that kind of stuff. So,
the new LSU commit is actually named the coolest to ever do it Crawford.
No, it isn't.
Mickey Hill's laughing. It might be true. Basketball is an unfair game. I want that game to be banned in every country. The coldest Crawford. And he's the coldest to ever do it.
That's the best. Yeah, they won. I got to be honest. If he doesn't make the NFL, it's going to be.
Glock was 100% serious.
I can't. It actually is.
Actually, didn't we make a prediction about that Pittsburgh Miami spread and what it was going to finish at?
What?
I think I made a prediction on the video.
You may have.
That it was going to be more closer to 60-40, which is pretty much what it closed at.
It's good. You're a pro. You should.
Well, I forgot that I even said that on the video.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, you did. I do remember now. I've watched it a couple times now. Also, too, Zitvono, I play really long sessions in poker sometimes, and I feel like that's a disadvantage, man. Just having MSG on the brain all the time. So I started. I make these smoothies. I don't know if they help or not. That are just mostly berries, and I try and I don't know. I try and keep good mental health when I'm playing for 10 hours straight at ungodly hours. So yeah, it's totally a thing. Totally is.
Or you're gonna have to check out our men's health channel to really get the true answers.
Yeah, we're gonna run a men's health channel.
Zap said if he doesn't make the big leagues, he'll be disappointed. Glock said he's a 5-star wide receiver, and he thinks he comes out in 2022. I'm looking forward to getting him in fantasy in 2026. And Boss Lion is very, very surprised that that's his actual name. Glock, you should get ahead of it and start naming your fantasy teams that now. So then people will think in 5-6 years you've essentially predicted the future. Oh, Glock said his mental health is in shambles. Well,
I don't know if gambling helps.
It sounds like the fat guy's fruit smoothie is going to definitely help you out.
Yeah, that'll work.
Do we have Facebook? The fat guy does not. I do, but good luck finding me. Zipvono says, not everybody that does that kind of mental competition is in good shape. For example, some of the Korean programmers don't look very fit. And I bet you Dylan likes fruit smoothies. Glock eats chocolate and smokes weed to ease his mind. Whatever helps out. I've started meditating. Not very well, but you got to start somewhere. Do you ever have chocolate-infused weed? That's a good question for Glock. Really mixing the best of both worlds. I have one day I'll be in better spirits.
I had to send a text about that name. That's how crazy that was for me.
The coldest? Did you just send the coldest text you've ever sent?
Yeah, I really did. Ryan, Fat Guy, do you guys have Facebook? No. Zitvono, not everyone that does that kind of mental competition is in good shape. For example, some of the Korean pro gamers don't look very fit. I can't imagine that they are, but I think I'll take any edge I can get. So I'm starting to bet without emotion. Good. You're going to start winning more.
Zap said, I'm starting to bet without emotion, which is the way to go. Glock says,
the only way to profit.
Watching sports helps me kind of escape from reality. I'd be feeling dissociated with reality a lot of times.
Okay.
Join the crew. Boss Line says, I can see him being the coolest receiver in the SEC.
I can't even believe that's a name. I had to take a break to send a text. That's the best name. That's the best name ever. I like it. I'm actually down. We can put some money and some bragging rights on it. You may even do a video about it. You can send me a video from your phone of you on the scale. Mickey Hill, I haven't smoked weed since 1994. I love Mickey Hill has some fantastic commentary. Yeah.
Mickey Hill was tripping when he saw the riots in Vancouver.
Did he actually say that? No,
That's
you just
my
made that up.
guess. these new names.
I think it's been. I smoked weed on Christmas Day last year. That was the last time. I think.
I'm straight edge, so. Glock says my fellow Gen Z pals are gonna have some crazy names.
Yeah,
They are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The thing I got at interception Steelers, Fitzpatrick. Wow. Yeah, that was a bad play by the Dolphins. I gotta be honest, when they name a kid like that, like you really, come on. I'm not saying, just you're really not setting him up for success in the long run. I hope the coldest to ever do it becomes an NFL player for my own amusement. As bad as that sounds, but really, you got to name your kid that.
I like in the Dolphins. I like that boss line. Minka Fitzpatrick with the interception. Gen Z is like 19 years old, right? Or I Gen X. Glock said, yeah, it's shitty parenting. I spent the 80s effed up.
That's a lab rat, though. What a champion. That's a fantastic. It was the mid-2000s for me, Mickey Hill. Come on, Steelers, let's get that TD. Yeah, right on, Jake. No, Gen X was a long time ago, Glock. Yeah, I can promise you you're not that. Mickey Hill's a Gen Xer, I would think. Rudolph looks horrible. Yikes. Sir Pocket of Hope plays every week. I'm glad he won. Do you guys bet on CFL? No, we don't. We were just talking about that earlier before we were on stream.
I do. I'm 0-1.
Yeah. Big Rye made one bet this year in the CFL and he lost.
Glock said, hopefully Gen Z can save the planet. Mickey Hill said, yep, but I don't think it was to that. And man, these boomers destroying the planet.
I don't know, Glock. I don't know about the political aspect.
Sam said, I like Riders -6.5 at home to win the West. Is it the CFL playoffs? Is that why people are talking all CFL right now?
I think it is. I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense.
The site we use, you can look up CFL odds on your phone, but you can't look it up on their website. So you explain that to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Oh, we do have some odds. Yeah, the juice on CFL games is -107.
Yeah, that makes sense.
91% of spread bettors are on the Rough Riders -7.
Wow. Rudolph is having himself a bad game. Holy. I didn't think he was this bad. Jeez. I mean, maybe this is just one game, but his head ain't right. This is a pretty bad performance. I got to be real. And that was a duck behind. Yikes. I got to agree with Mickey Hill on that. It's not even close what he said, so it's completely true. But I have a feeling Mickey and I have similar politics, but that's neither here nor there. I like the Steelers, but I'm not OG hardcore. If not, I would need so many more antidepressants. Well, don't forget, you were there for the golden years, Glock. They were good every year competing for Super Bowls. Last time they won, they beat the Cardinals in 2010. Yeah, that was a fun game. Oh, I won the big. I won a $25 square on that game.
Guys, listen, the Chinese government is unreal. We love Huawei.
Hold on. Guys, I do have a Huawei phone, so we got to do this. All our listeners are just speaking in parody. The Emperor Xi and the Chinese Republic will soon take over the world, and we all be sheep underneath its constant supervision. All right, guys, I said the good stuff to the Huawei, to the Chinese government spying through my Huawei phone, so we're all good. I can't believe that's a touchdown. Is it?
He's just short, but the you have to remember the universal language. Right now it's love. Soon it's going to be Mandarin.
You got all of that wrong. It's
nothing
music,
wrong about
and soon
it.
It's going to be Chinese, even though Chinese isn't a language.
That was an original.
Yeah.
I saw us beat cards so I can have that memory. Steelers about to cover the spread. Locke said F Winnie the Pooh. 70 Steelers were badass, according to Mickey Hill. That catch is good. It looks like he's just 1 yard short. Oh, they called pass PI, offensive PI. So
yeah, Deontay Johnson.
They can't challenge it because it's in the last 2 minutes. But does this go upstairs then? Is PI even a challengeable thing upstairs in the last 2 minutes? Jake Jacobs is pretty upset about that. And Boss Lion.
I think it's bad for football. I don't care what side you're on. Calling that PI is bad for football. I don't want any more bad precedents set.
I didn't even think that was a thing there, so I wasn't paying attention to it.
Here's the thing. Do any of the viewers, do you guys actually think that we know the rules? Because I don't know the rules anymore. I really don't. I don't know what a fumble is.
Ooh, I'm pretty excited to hear what Adam Schefter has to say about Patrick Mahomes. I can't
stand Adam Schefter. That guy should die in a well. I hate media guys in general. Was it Adam Schefter the one that posted Jason Pierre-Paul's medical records?
Yes. So are they going up to it?
Based on historical data, they're going to stick with this call. That's what they just said.
There actually wasn't a push-off there.
I'm going to agree with what Glock said. It's completely true. You lost a game. You lost a game. I mean, I get that it's important or whatever, but whatever. No one deserves death besides ISIS. Obviously, I was being hyperbolic, Dylan. I'm just expressing my disdain for Adam Schefter, who I don't think deserves to have a job posting another player's medical records and taking pictures of him while he's in a medically induced coma. Just a thought. Hey, I got a Canucks Cup. There you go. There's hockey. We got some hockey there.
I think this will stand, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I think it'll stand, but it's crazy. I completely agree, Big Rye.
If they don't overturn it, either ref ball's taking over, that was somehow right. It was Deontay Johnson who made the catch.
There, it stands as called.
That's unreal.
What player was that? I think it's his. Is this Henrik or Daniel? Henrik.
Refs have Dolphins plus 14. Kardashian move, comma picks. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like a PI. The pass interference
rule is a joke.
Rule is a joke.
Completely agree. It's a Canadian. That's really it, Mickey. I like we have the Montreal Canadiens and the Vancouver Canucks. It's a Canadian. And then my favorite, there's a guy named Johnny Canuck, and he's like a lumberjack with a toque on. Wow. That was a thing around here for a bit. I'm fading Canucks tonight. All right.
Yeah, let me check for you. They were getting bet up.
Who are they playing?
They play Florida.
Oh, the Panthers, yeah. Right on. Go. I'm with you.
I'd leave that one alone, Sam, but don't listen to me.
It's a weird way of saying that. All right.
Mickey Hill said that was a sign from the 94 Stanley Cup final from Rangers fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is a sign from that. It's from the...
What is?
What the fuck is a Canuck?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I barely remember. We were pretty young, though.
Yeah, we would have been 6, 7 at the time.
Mike Tallman will definitely be fired. No, he won't. They're playing Superstitious in the stadium. That was it. Oh, we had two Stanley Cup Finals in the last 25 years and 2 riots in Vancouver. Sweet.
Yeah. Sam has Florida winning in regulation even.
Cause Suck's going down. Sure, good. I don't like him anyways. Glock is really losing it over this game. This game's not over, Glock.
No, but this is like, I don't understand how you can call this.
Well, the referee expert in the booth is not liking the officiating this year, and I can't say I disagree.
Who is
from
it?
The Dolphins. I couldn't recall. That's why this is
And it won't matter.
touchdown. Wow!
Deontay Johnson.
What a joke! How are they playing defense like that?
Can you think of a worse defense to call up on third?
I
and
can't
20?
even. Why don't you just play cover 3 and give up a field goal? I don't get it.
Well, it looked like they were trying to get a sack
But why?
to push him out of field goal range.
So you play cover 3. That was incredibly bad.
You don't like that zero blitz, and then
No, I don't like the zero
and then
blitz,
no one
Big
on
Ryan.
Deontay Johnson. You don't like anybody on the hot read. And
I
then
don't like how you're
blitz
going to give
everybody
up
else?
25. Wow, was that bad? No, they weren't. They weren't, Glock. If they played it like a Hail Mary, they would have stopped it. Hail Mary, you rush 2 or 3.
I will say this: that was definitely a contrarian NFL defense.
That was a contrarian NFL defense. And Sam, this is the Dolphins. This is the best the Dolphins have played. Absolutely. What are they doing?
Glock said they were playing it like it was a Hail Mary. Jake said no flags on the field, and this is the best the Dolphins have played. Yeah. They did play cover 3, by the way. So that was it.
Why are we blitzing on 3rd and 20? Oh, did you see 13's block?
James Washington. Oh.
He blew him up. I can't believe how bad that defense was called. You coach defense
that play was
for the
analytics.
Patriots. I don't understand. And you how do you what?
They have to lose this game some way. This was a start.
How could you? Sorry. That I'm gonna go down. Mickey could correct me on this. Worst defensive call in NFL history. I'm going with that one.
I want to know when the Steelers kicked a field goal because obviously I missed that.
Too busy in the chat, you jagrag. Yeah, but they're not trying to, that was just stupidity. You know, Stephen Ross didn't phone down and say, make sure they score on this play. That's not how things work.
I don't know. That was fishy.
I don't know. I can't. That was the worst defensive call I've ever. Why aren't you just playing cover 3? It's so easy. You could play that with a high school team and you'd get the stop. What? Maybe not a high school team. You could do it with Middle Tennessee. And
they took a chance.
What do you mean? What kind of chance is that? For no benefit.
Well, it wasn't the smart play.
Were they going to get a sack fumble and get a... Oh, my goodness.
Could have happened.
Brian Flores was smiling on the sideline. Now I'm starting to believe your conspiracy theory. They're God's plan for Mike Tomlin, apparently. I can't. That was the worst. That was in. Oh, Lee. Anyways, I'll get over it somehow.
The Dolphins execute. Now we get to see the Genesis halftime show.
I don't know who it is. I don't want to listen to it. I can promise you that.
It's Adam Schefter giving us. What would you say the probability of Steelers 6.5 right now? 54%.
What would you say the probability of me Steelers minus 6.5 winning now? Oh, I'm still gonna say like 24%.
Oh, sorry, they are down 4. I forgot that.
No, maybe a little better. Maybe like 30. It's the Dolphins. I don't even know after that. I don't know. 38%.
Yeah, I'd go. Yeah, that's about right. 37.
37. That's just so bad.
Mike Tomlin needs to donate 10% of his salary to Flores. Hey, that'd be a nice way of going.
I hate
how much
Adam
money Flores could make this year if he just got 10% of everyone's paycheck.
I don't think you need to pay to beat the Dolphins, let's be honest. And if you do, you got problems. Who's starting with the ball the second half?
Steelers.
Yeah.
And what player did Schefter publish his records?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
After he blew off his fingers with the fire.
Yeah, and then he paid Schefter, one of his cronies, paid off these nurses who all got fired. I think it was in Florida. And then he somehow escaped anything. The ESPN got sued, and Jason Pierre-Paul settled out of court with them. And Schefter kept his job and his reputation somehow.
Mickey thinks Mitchell Trubisky blows.
I agree. I've said that every video pretty much since he got drafted.
Boss Lion said he donated to the fans, Miami.
Yeah. Oh, Tyler Mott's out. Ooh. How you break your foot in the NHL, you're out a couple weeks. You break your foot in the NFL, you're out a year.
There's a lot of broken feet with the people getting hit with pucks.
Why don't you have more padding on like your skate?
They do have padding that people wear on top of their skates, but for some reason it's
not the inside.
Everybody. Yeah, not the inside. Mitch is kissing titties though. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't like Mitchell Trubisky in particular.
I'm not that worried about him.
I have no idea. I don't know how legal stuff works in the States. You guys would know better than me. If Slay gets traded, it's over for me. Yeah, I can see that. He's probably your best player on defense. I mean, I'm not a secondary guy, but I don't know. I don't know if Trey Flowers is really good, giving you the return for money. I was Canadian in another life, yeah. I wouldn't call the Lions pseudo anything. They haven't had the success to be put in the same breath. I get that they have expatriates, personnel, and players, but I'm not going to agree with that necessarily. Why is the tackling so bad? Oh, I can't agree with that one either, Glock. I think I think you need capitalism. I really do. I think it's important. So it may not be the best system. You got to remember, someone's got to pay for it. Mickey Hill's got to get up and go to work to pay for your health care, right? Lions ruined Calvin Johnson. Yeah, you could say the same about Barry Sanders. So, just a lost career. Calvin Johnson, I don't think, won a playoff game. And neither did Joe Thomas. And those guys can make the Hall of Fame. So, just unfortunate, I would say, for such talents. I always hoped Joe Thomas would get a... Joe Thomas retired when they needed him most. Him playing this year would have definitely helped anchor the Browns. Because, I mean, he's a leader. He's one of the best left tackles, and the Browns are just completely devoid of talent on the in the left tackle position. Yeah, Big Rye just said it. He played 10,000 snaps straight. Joe Thomas did. He's my favorite player. So I like offensive linemen. They're very unheralded. I like Richie Incognito. He's one of the players I like. Joe Thomas is fantastic. He's not coming back, though. He lost a lot of weight. A lot of weight. I haven't worn it in a while. I should wear it on stream. I have this really beat up 8-year-old, maybe 7-year-old Joe Thomas jersey. I got someone to buy it for me at a Dick's Sporting Goods in Cleveland, so it's authentic. I've never been to Cleveland, by the way. Here we go. NFL Primetime with Boomer. I love Boomer. If you ever see him, there's a really neat YouTube clip of some behind-the-scenes stuff from Boomer, and it's hilarious. Halftime show's coming up. I'm going to be muting muting the audio here. There we go. Hey, Mickey, have a good one. Wow, these outfits are pretty impressive here. Chris Paul plays on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I didn't know that. Steve Young doesn't look like he has much to say. I did mute him, though. I can't believe this LSU player. The coldest to ever do it. Holy. New level. I'm pretty young, but I miss Berman. Yeah, I love that. I love it. Totally love it. Don't care for a lot of stuff, but that one was fun at least. I don't know what Big Rye's doing, but I feel like he's grinding up body parts. Holy. I haven't seen a movie. There's been a movie in theaters I want to see in forever. They're advertising Ford versus Ferrari right now, and I have no interest in saying that. Total Jeffrey Dahmer. There's a lot of serial killer talk on this channel. It is a fascination of mine, I will admit, so there's that. Big Rye's got the Gary Ridgway mustache. He might have shaved it off today, though. Yeah, Zodiac. Zodiac's really interesting. There's a guy who's dedicated his life. Like there's a fanatical cartoonist named Robert Graysmith who wrote a book in the '80s saying it was this guy Arthur Lee Allen. That became the Zodiac movie, but this is another guy who runs a website, and they did a lot of fact checking for the movie from that guy, and he believes it's a guy named Richard Gaikowski, and I actually agree with him. The facts make more sense. The Zodiac Killer killed a guy named Paul Stein. He was a cab driver, and it was on the location was weird because it was in San Francisco, whereas most of the Zodiac's victims were in Vallejo, California, and some national park. But anyway, so the cab murder of Paul Stein was 1 block away from this guy Richard Gaikowski's sister's apartment, and he attended the party and left around the same time because it was her birthday. And it's just weird that, time and place seems too convenient. And Richard Gaikowski worked for one of the papers that published a lot of stuff about the Zodiac, and he had a specific interest in him. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's true or anything. I'm just saying that just everyone anchors to something, and that Paul Stein time and place thing kind of anchored me to thinking that was that guy. The guy who runs a website about the Zodiac thinks that it's him too. And there's in one of the ciphers it says Geik, which is the nickname of Richard Gaikowski. All really interesting stuff. Unfortunately, I'm never going to find out the answer. Unabomber's manifesto is really interesting read. He makes a lot of good points. I got to be honest. Unabomber is a genius, though. He's very well read, very smart. Most serial killers that get caught, though, are very sub-level intelligence. I don't even think the Zodiac was that smart, to be honest. And he was a hitman, though. It's a big difference, though, Glock. Yeah. And a lot of his stuff, too, I bet is completely exaggerated. Because a lot of guys say that they did stuff, like, so they can get interviews. And then you get interviews, you get, I don't know, you probably get better meals, I would imagine. Some sort of perks, so I think a lot of the guys that talk in prison don't actually, I can't imagine that it being that accurate, in my opinion. But again, it's my opinion, though. I don't know if that's true or not. No one does. Only Richard Kuklinski does. I think he's dead now. They've had a couple movies about him, so. One recently with, what's his name? Michael Shannon, I think his name is. And Winona Ryder. It was okay. Probably. I would imagine that's probably accurate, Clock, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not in a cartel, that's for sure. 06? Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot in there's something called the Highway of Tears out where we live. A lot of women have gone missing on the highway. The interesting stuff. So they say most serial killers inhabit the Pacific Northwest. But we have a game, and it's 14-10. A lot of serial talk during that halftime. Holy, sorry.
I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah, you did miss it. Ooh, we got Lisa Salters.
Clock wants to join the CIA.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I can't imagine saying it on YouTube is going to help you, though.
What are you going to take in school, Glock?
Brian Flores is holding on to this tiny piece of paper. It looks like an envelope. What are you doing, man? Oh, no, it opens up. Flores looking a little cocky, being up 4 points. Oh, you went to the Pistons game, Noah? That's rad. Yeah, your Steelers are losing. You missed one of the weirdest end of the half plays I think we've ever seen. Derrick Rose, game winner, right on.
Winner. That's exciting.
Derrick Rose, youngest MVP in NBA history.
Thank you for the fact that everybody knows.
You argued with me and you didn't know it. You said I was wrong.
We've never argued about that.
Yes, we have.
thrilling. What's going on in this game, fat guy?
I'd mentioned it's 14-10. 2nd and 11, Steelers ball. Nick Vannett. I actually like that as a pickup. What did they trade? A 7th round pick? 6th round pick?
I don't remember what they traded.
I'm fine with that. A little depth at tight end. Are they going to go back to a simplified offense? I like how they can find ways to, with Devlin Hodges, to just dismantle the Chargers. But against the Dolphins, I mean, maybe they took it lightly in game planning. Oh, I think Connor is so close to breaking a big run. I win my 3rd pool in a row if the Steelers win. I hope they do. We want the Steelers to win by between 7 and 10. That's what everyone wants. So that end of the half play, you have to take a look at it. No, it was unbelievable. One losing season at home since 1970. Wow.
That's really impressive.
Connor's going to break one here. Do you need him to win?
I think I need like 62 points from him fantasy-wise to win.
That's not going to happen.
Nope.
He could get 20.
20 won't do it. Need 60.
You're a treat. I would have traded for Eric Rowe if I was a lot of teams. I got to be honest.
He'll still be eligible to be traded tomorrow.
I don't think it'll happen, though.
Yeah, it's unlikely.
They would take a 7th or 6th round pick for him, I think. And I would happily ship that for Eric Rowe. As a 4th corner, 3rd corner. Depending on salary, obviously. He used to be a 2nd round pick for the Eagles, I believe. He's played on the Eagles and the Patriots, so there's something there.
Steelers think just because we never have a losing season, that means mediocrity is okay.
It's hard to win in sports in the long term. It really is, especially when your quarterback goes down in week 2. There's a flag on this play, though. I believe it's a hold against the Steelers regardless.
And I'd hardly call this Steelers run mediocrity.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to want the moon for Xavier Howard, though. That's why I suggested Eric Rowe as a 3rd or 4th corner for cheap.
Howard said he wants to stay anyways, so I don't see him going anywhere.
Probably because he might get a big payday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Illegal motion on Juju Smith-Schuster. They declined it. 3rd down. I like that they declined that. Ramon Foster's in concussion evaluation, so they're a little bit thinner. They have to go into some depth on the offensive line for the Steelers. There is a serious lack of communication in the Dolphins' defense.
And they take a timeout.
I've never seen that.
Just late substitutions and then lack of leadership, knowing what the play call was.
It's called bad coaching. What are they highlighting this defense? Yeah, Noah, look at this play. It's on right now. Oh, man. That was the end of half. It was like 3rd and 24, and there was 18 seconds left. How do you do that? I like that the D coordinator is covering his mouth. Like they would ever take Dolphins serious enough to do that.
Yeah, they're not playing the Patriots. You don't have to worry about the other team cheating.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's cheating, getting someone to lip read. I think that's just good gamesmanship. Interesting German. That's a great play. That was a great play. Nice job by the Dolphins secondary, so far. We got 4th and 7. 54-yard field goal for Chris Boswell. This career long. This looks good. Nope. Short and wide. The delivery I was fooled by, but maybe that's just a camera angle.
Glock saying that Juju's overrated.
Depends
where you rate him.
That's a good line. That's a good way of putting it.
I don't really think you can put that last one on Juju.
No. He's had a pretty good year. So, not currently, but last year he did a really good job. I got to give him credit for that. I'd prefer having him in the locker room over AB. I don't like either of them personally. Why
don't you like Juju?
How he handled the bike incident thing. I don't like that. Also, too, that, like, what did he do? I didn't really like that that hit on Fontez Perfect. I mean, I get it, but I mean, I don't know, it's just kind of lame. I don't think any Perfect's tactics are ever bad. That time he tried to twist Cam Newton's ankle, that was funny. Like, Perfect didn't, like, the hit he did this year was standard almost, and he got banned for the year.
I think that was the most upsetting play for me.
What didn't you like about the bike? Well, the guy returned it. The guy paid money to buy a stolen bike, then returned it. Then they promised him tickets, and they never gave it to him. It's lame. The other thing, too, you're a professional athlete, like, you really should be. And then I think, is it Juju? I think Juju's one of the guys that doesn't tip either, I think. Yeah. I'm sorry. Guys that don't tip in the service industry bothers me. So, I'm not saying because you're rich you should tip more, but you should still tip. Like, I don't know. That's how it works. If you can't afford it, don't go out. He can't afford it. That was so bizarre. Here we go, Preston Williams. A bomb came his way. Yeah, I've been in and around the industry most of my life, but it's just not like, I don't know, just behavior I'm not a fan of in general. You can tell a lot from a person how they act in a restaurant. I've never minded it. Bartending. Never minded it. If you take a strong line with people, then it's fine. So, I never had anxiety doing it either. Dolphins look like they're going to go for a 3-and-out here after the Boswell miss. Interesting stuff. Third and 10 here. Watt's able to beat Davis, the right tackle, clean and getting a touch on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Nice. Pretty impressive, the Watt brothers having 3 guys playing the NFL. Who else is like that? Gronkowski's?
Yeah, the Bosas to me come to mind.
Yeah, Bosa's. There you go. Bosa brothers. Big bomb. Big bomb intercepted.
Another one from Fitzpatrick.
For Minka Fitzpatrick. I don't think he should have intercepted that, though. I got to be honest. I don't think, like, what does Fitzpatrick care? It's as if he punted. It's a good punt, actually. That's kind of a football awareness thing, I think. People are cheering like it's a big deal. I wouldn't. I think they should have dropped it. Fitzpatrick picks off Fitzpatrick. Yeah, absolutely, Zaps. What's that Norm Macdonald joke? About the first two gay Irish people, Patrick Fitzroberts and Robert Fitzpatrick's. I love Norm Macdonald. I'm sorry, he pours through in the broadcast a lot. He's a Canadian. Yeah, I agree, Jake. And I that's the thing. Why I was like watching everyone like celebrate. I'm like, I don't know.
70% of our viewership is on Miami tonight.
That doesn't surprise me. If you watch this show long enough, you kind of know that it's worth. I mean, take the points here. I mean, it's just kind of standard. I mean, I guess if you're trying to like make it up the leaderboard for that purpose, it might be a good idea to take the Steelers, right? Like take a little bit negative percentage to at least rise in the standings, but it's just tough to lay 14.5 points when you're not a strong offense.
Glock makes a good point here. He likes to see that kind of stuff because the defensive backs for Pittsburgh can't catch.
Yeah.
And then Jake Jacob thinks that NFL players should be more game aware.
Completely agree. That's why the Patriots are who they are.
I always love going back to the Marion Barber stuff when he ran out of
bounds. Oh, that was the worst. That was the worst. Who is it? Bears Broncos?
I think so.
Who'd the Bears start? Cade McNown?
Was he? I always think he was on the Cowboys, but
he played on the Cowboys, but he did that for the Bears.
Okay, that's where I'm getting mixed up.
That sneeze sounded like 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny about this game is when he negotiates his contract, he'll be using his interception stats, which will be heavily weighted on this game, which means almost nothing.
Well, if they're going to base contracts off BS stuff, then
they do
use those BS stuff.
His agent will at least try it. I don't know how well it's going to work. That was a nice pass from Mason Rudolph. He's definitely capable. It's just a really poor game from him. No Minka slander. I mean, he's all right. I wouldn't have paid a first-round pick for him in a trade. Got to be honest. That was a nice completion. Yeah. They'll get 2 years is a big deal. So. There's value on that. Connor is run very well. This is a hold, though. It's unfortunate. I like how Connor is run. Holding on a tight end. I'm going to say Vance McDonald. Yep. That was a lame duck holding call on Vance McDonald.
Glock thinks that Minka Fitzpatrick is the second best player on the defense.
Yeah, maybe. I would argue Cameron Hayward, but that's me. Wow. 21, Eric Rowe almost with an interception.
Glock said that Cameron Hayward's washed.
I don't know if I agree with that assessment, but good job by Eric Rowe. 2nd and 20. Yeah, Steven Tuitt's a good player too. I don't mind the Steelers' defense. I really don't. 40. Mason Rudolph stood in the pocket. And I didn't see if he got hit hard, but it looks like he probably would have.
I don't think he saw that blitzer coming.
It just happened to be fortuitous for him to get the ball out then. 40 was coming hot and heavy on him.
But that was like the furthest corner blitz I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Lucky he got hit by like the lightest guy on the Dolphins. First and 10.
Hayward talks all this bullshit about we're going to shut up and do our job. Dude is so trash. He's one of the leaders of that team.
Connor's playing great. I got to be honest. Connor's playing great.
He's a good player.
I feel like Vance McDonald could have done more, but
no, that's why he's a guy, like they said, that can't play every down.
Yeah.
It's plays like that really show it.
That's why you trade for Nick Vannett.
Baker's been all around the field. I don't know who that is. He looks like some sort of outside linebacker on the Dolphins.
I think it's Sam Baker.
Oh, interesting decision from...
That doesn't make sense to me. Why don't you just plow into that guy?
I'm not sure, but we haven't seen a foot first slide from a running back since...
the Sean McCoy against the 49ers when he was on the Eagles. That one made me scream at the...
He slipped. Yeah, Glock just saw what we saw. Jake Jacobs calling for the Steelers to keep pounding the ball.
And I agree. We all agree. Jake Jacobs with similar football-liking strategies. Big play action. Terrible throw caught by Vance McDonald. I don't think you need to establish it. I think you just do it. Just let him know. Like make that the basis of your offense. Controlling the clock is the most important thing.
Analytics. They just brought in Banner, who's probably the biggest player in the NFL.
That guy is huge.
Wouldn't be a huge surprise if they decide to run the ball to the left of the formation.
Somehow he didn't block anybody.
Oh, he blocked the corner.
Yeah, that's who you want. You want him to block corners.
Yeah, but he did it like this.
He could block a corner like that. He could block two corners. Banner is probably the biggest guy in the NFL. Aside from Trent Brown, maybe.
Yeah, he's probably the coolest big guy.
Don't call me Bruce Banner. I love this. I love this formation. Why do they have McDonald then? Put Vannett on. You know what I mean? Obviously, yeah. No. That was so lame duck from McDonald. I called that one. Holy.
Well, they've got Banner on one side who's like Like Glock said, he's a mammoth. And they're deciding to use...
To pull Vance McDonald. That was the lamest. He could have laid that guy out seriously bad, and he didn't.
Well, I think he was actually running a route there.
Well, then it doesn't matter. You're a football player. If you're running a route and that guy comes flying in, you crack that guy as hard as you can. It's just how you do it. I don't understand. Hines Ward would have knocked that guy out. Would have loved it. Third down completion. Deontay Johnson, who's making a name for himself on this Steelers team. I like that towel. Rings don't lie.
That was a good one. I just want more Banner.
I do too. I like how they brought him in. Like, what was he, a run decoy?
Yeah.
Juju should be open here. He's not. Great tackle there by Lamons. That guy, he raced right to him. He's saying that Rudolph doesn't panic. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if the first quarter was a little panicky to me. Unbelievable touchdown by Juju Smith-Schuster. Steelers are going to take the lead here. Boss Lion, that's a great question. I think it should be man-to-man coverage, Howard on Schuster. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I mean, I can't really... Lamons, I can't really fault him. That's pretty good coverage, but I'm going to agree with you. Well, that was almost an interception.
Well, Lamons actually had that ball in his grasp, and Juju was the one who fought it out.
Not bad. That's one of the better. It's one of the better touchdowns, I would say. That was a good effort from Schuster.
Glock says
Dolphins are tanking. That was just a great play by the Steelers, man. I don't know how you could see it any other way. That was just a great play by the Steelers. The tanking conspiracy doesn't work for me. It just doesn't. Those guys want to play. Lamons wanted to intercept that ball. No one's letting anyone do anything. And the other thing too is think of the intelligence level of a lot of the players in the NFL. I can't imagine that they're high level actors selling a tanking thing. They want to win this game, trust me. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be bothered up 14-0. Why even sign Ryan Fitzpatrick even? Well, I guess that's not... That can be a good way to lose a game.
Yeah. Glock thinks they're tanking by play calling. Deciding who's out on the field, who's covering who. The plays that they've called. Jake Jacob wants to end the game now. Steelers win, Dolphins cover. Going 2 for 2.
Oh, I'm hoping that'll happen too, Jake. Got to be honest.
Glock wants a defensive score. wants to be second in his league in points. I'm guessing he's talking fantasy.
Nice Raptors plug here. People are really into him. I guess when you win, that's how it works.
It's a big deal. If you win your league, you're going to Banff. That would be awesome.
It's a nice place.
It's one of my favorite cities.
Jakeem Grant to return, always dangerous. Yeah, I guess positive yardage, 31-yard line. The Dolphins are going to tank over.
I didn't even see Howard out on the field there.
Mark Walton with a short gain on this Miami possession. 17 unanswered points for the Steelers.
Glock said Banff National Park is too beautiful. Glock says, why the fuck are we paying Moncrief any money? At least put a ski mask on and rob us, Moncrief. At least put some lube on.
That rat tail of Bush is gross.
It's hard to miss.
It's worse than Henry's. You guys should change your... They do. Wow. Parker with a first round catch.
Yeah, he's got that turd hanging out the back of his helmet.
Serious beard work for Fitzpatrick. His uniforms are awesome. Excellent drop here from Preston Williams, who I would imagine Preston might have the most drops in the NFL. That would be my guess.
Preston Williams got the yips. You think they ever think about trying to bring back Dan Marno?
He could use the money, I'll tell you that much.
Well, laces out, right?
Laces out, Dan. I like how
Glock's
Ray
dad,
Finkel grabs Dan Marino's junk in the movie at the end. It's really good.
Glock's dad went to school with Dan Marno's sister.
Who are you, Dr. Steve Brule now?
I don't know. I listened to some clips today. They're so good.
It's a good show. John C. Reilly at his best. 3rd and 5 here. Steelers defense. Can we make a stop? They only rush 3 and they get there. Generous spot, I think, here by the referees. I got to be honest.
Fitzpatrick looking like a kid on a slip and slide. My dad.
This is a generous spot. I got to be honest here. I feel like it's back there. He gave himself up earlier. Should be where you gave yourself up. Feels like a yard extra. 4th down. Fitzpatrick, I think he got it. Wow. Fitzpatrick, wow. Wow.
No hesitation. No surrender.
Where's that from?
It's from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh. Well,
His
Dolphins
dad-
extend their drive on 4th down.
Glock wishes his dad bumped uglies with Dan Marino's sister.
Well, Dan Marino doesn't have any money, so I wouldn't worry about it. And just being related to a rich person doesn't make you rich. I can promise you that. I think Miami's got the cover looking pretty good here. Pretty interesting though. They are in line. They could win this game. I doubt it, but it's not out of. Jeez.
Just bumping uglies. Trying to get that dude juice. Did they have any JD Power?
I don't know. Shakshuka. That's hard to make that, by the way.
Glock's plan is to hit up this one rich girl from his high school and marry into the family.
Well, that's a lot of people's strategy. I got to be real. Yeah, they really want us to buy a car, eh? Holy.
Mm-hmm. Non-stop. Glock's gone to many private schools, he says.
Yeah.
Gonna get that economics
That's a
degree.
good pool. It's a good pool to be in. Tell you that much.
Gotta secure that future. One way or another.
Wow. I don't know if he got that with that. Oh, they're really looking at this. I'm surprised. Fitzpatrick chewing gum. Very Cam Newton of him. I like those Bose headphones.
Fat guy, do you have partner?
Like just you, Big Rye. I'm a solo type guy these days. So I live alone and I work with Big Rye. I guess that's it. Quite happy with that arrangement. Although I don't know, he's looking a little ill right now.
I've been losing the pounds, but for all the wrong reasons. And I'm Mary Glock.
It's not legal here yet. This is an absurdly long delay. They got a commercial. They already had a commercial break, and the guy's looking like he still doesn't know. Why just tell him? Make a decision here. And the best part is no one knows what the rules are anyway, so any decision you make is fine. This is annoying. This is just standard. Don't worry, they'll fill the time with commercials.
You know what I like about these is that they always say that the refs have to watch them in real time. Like they're not allowed to actually fully use the slow motion and stopping stuff, and it seems like
counterintuitive.
Just a weird way of going. Glock calling out Goodell.
Yeah, I don't know if this is his fault necessarily, but there's a lot of fan outrage over that Saints stuff, but I don't know. I really don't. No, that angle looks like there's no way. And Tomlin's mad because they're going to measure now.
So you still don't know?
Yeah, they still don't know. Oh man, the ref or the rules expert is ripping them too without being too harsh. This is insane though. This is insane. I don't remember them taking this long in forever.
Did they measure it?
They're just standing there. No, they haven't.
Do they even still have the chains in place?
I don't know. I can't see. All I can hear is the off the field expert, referee expert is just tearing them a new one. This is really bad. Like this is what 3 minutes, and we're trying to measure a spot. Like how do you even get to this level?
Both offenses are out on the field. What the heck is going on right now?
This is like the NFL's refereeing this year has been abhorrently bad, and I just figure it's going to get better. And no. Pittsburgh gets the ball. I mean,
the fourth quarter, by the way, guys, is brought to you by Hooters. Hooters Bar and Grill. Best place to have some wings and look at some titties. Hooters.
This is a fun gag. Tennis is the best replay system, efficient. I agree, Jake. It's unbelievable. This is ridiculous. And now Brian Flores is yelling at the referee and should probably get a flag for that. He's yelling in his face. What? I don't get it. Hey, you know how you could have saved a touchdown, Brian Flores, is by playing cover 3 on 3rd and 26 with 18 seconds left. Oh, well. Very true, Zaps. Very true. That is some harsh anger. That is this. They still haven't played yet. What is going on? And now they're putting 18 seconds back on the clock. And now we're going to have to do another 3rd to 4th quarter delay. What is going on? Why aren't we starting this game? Jeez. Longest delay I can remember in a game, aside from someone breaking their neck. This is just unbelievable. Why isn't this game starting? Finally, I hear a whistle. Connor getting a short gain here. And now I feel like this is even going slow. Oh, here we go. Now we got another commercial break. I'm glad we watched all that so we can watch more commercials now. Figure it out, NFL. Figure it out. What do y'all think of the World Series tits? I haven't watched any World Series. Unless there's the World Series of boobs, then I would watch that, I would imagine. Sorry. He's talking to the refs now. You don't get to just... What? I can't even... Sorry, this is just the most ridiculous stuff.
What are you talking about, Jake? We're not privy to what was going on at the World Series.
You can't just pull the refs over to talk to him during the game.
This is during the quarter break.
I know, but it's not how this works. Oh, did they? Oh, Jake, I missed that. That would be worth watching baseball for me, Jake. Absolutely. Hopefully they're big, old, saggy.
Chargers fire Ken Wisenhunt.
Did they? I think that's the last stop for the Wiz.
Probably he had so much success his first stint there.
Yeah, he certainly did. That was Mike McCoy, I think. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was him. You're right. Steelers get another first down. I want to take a picture of these World Series boobs.
The Astros pitcher got flashed yesterday during the 7th inning.
Oh, they're models. Okay. Oh, one of them looks pretty good. Oh, they got banned. Holy. Okay, that would have been nice to see.
Jake Jacobs says they were IG models, hot AF.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at this. This is pretty good. I think what they did was worth it for everybody. Well, that's a good way of making yourself famous. I guess they reached a lot more people than usual. First and 10. I like how simple guys' likes are. Like what guys like, it's so simple. I don't need anything. Something like that would make me very happy. Oh, I agree. Glock, that they are a cancer, but I don't have Instagram. But if I saw someone like on the street, I'm going to get in an accident. It just is what it is. That Dolphins Miami hat is awesome. Here we go. 1st and 20 for the Steelers here, up 17-14 with 13 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter. Looking to close this game out after a bad first half, I would say. Well, first quarter. We're going to get pass interference here on Bryce McCain or Ryan Lewis, depending on who they do it. Oh, they're not going to cover. It's 14.5-point underdogs. I mean, they could. It's just unlikely. Let's get working on...
It's pretty much done. All you need to do is double check the picks.
Oh, did you do that already? Wow.
Now we have to input who won, which is most likely Serpaco to Pope, but we're still not sure. And then we have to input the records.
Nice fighting from Smith-Schuster. I would imagine this being a touchdown run for James Conner. For personal reasons, that would be good for me, but... Well, the spread's 14.5 blocks, so they wouldn't be covering. I mean, and they're in a better position if they're up 10, absolutely. There's a flag coming in here. Is that delay of game? Wow, what a gaffe. Touchdown, James Conner. Wow.
Glock says he hates this talk about their consistency. Talking about the Steelers.
Yeah, it's just, look, we watch enough Cleveland and Oakland games to I don't know, to envy the Steelers, let's say. That's a touchdown. There you go. Steelers up 10 after a rocky first quarter.
I've got a good question for you guys while we have a little bit of downtime. But how did you find us? How did you end up finding us? Was it through YouTube? Like, I'm guessing that's really the only way. YouTube search, or was it like a suggestion? Do you guys even remember? What's going on, Eddie? Welcome back.
Eddie Pizarro.
Game's changed a bit since you left. YouTube recommended it for you. You were just getting into betting, so it was good timing.
Good timing. Excellent.
Awful roughing, says Eddie.
Yeah, unbelievable. I'm going to agree with you on that.
Eddie thinks that Fitzpatrick one was a first down. Jake said I was a new bettor last year and was searching betting advice on YouTube.
Well, you started betting last year, Jake? Unbelievable.
That's good.
That's really good. That's it. That's impressive, Jake. Because I would say that you have a very good grasp of things. That's very good.
Well, it goes from that signal to the noise, because even when we watch a bunch of picks and bettors on YouTube, it's like a lot of noise.
It's a ton of noise. I don't know. What do you guys think of the other channels? What do you guys like and dislike about the other channels? Sorry we're pooling some information, but we're new to this too, I guess you could say.
Eddie found us because we came up on the top of the search for picks against the spread. So the screen to Mark Walton. Dolphins will pick up about 7. Glock said Eddie said the other channels do a lot of square betting. Glock said you guys are the only people I watch. What is square betting? Square betting is just betting what the public thinks. Like every time the Patriots play, if you bet the Patriots, you're a square.
You're a square, more or less. Betting on the Steelers tonight would be a square play. The Sharps bet the number, not the team. They bet whatever the best price is, and that often means betting a garbage team with points, like the Miami Dolphins, which I think we bet on every week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do we really like picking the? Do we really like picking the Dolphins? No, but that's the nature of the beast. Jacobs, I wish a lot of channels. I was following a lot of channels, but it was information overload, so I cut it down to a few. I'm glad we made the cut then. Glad you've jumped aboard too. You've had some interesting insight. Always smart to bet the number, because you should realistically, you can bet on any side. It doesn't matter which team, as long as the price is right. And as Ted DiBiase says,
everybody's got a price. Jake follows Wager Talk, Half Moon, and Sharp Side for JJ. Do Sharks have a lot of success doing that?
I would say so, yeah. I mean...
Wager Talk and Half Moon is good, but his editing is garbage.
Yeah. Half Moon participates with us. He's a nice supporter. We have way different philosophies from selections than he does. And but, I mean, to each their own.
Anybody here watch Fred Koska?
Kasika.
Have you ever watched the show and listened to
Yes,
how they
I have.
say it?
It's hilarious.
Glock wants that pick 6.
Third and 13, Devontae Parker not able to corral a pass from Ryan Fitzmagic.
You guys should get sponsored by Bovada like he does. It's not really our style.
Yeah, we could. We've those have bounced around the ideas, but it's just I don't know. We're going for transparency and honesty above everything. We're trying not to. I don't know. We're trying to give good advice, right? And it's hard to do that and then shill a company, right? I mean, eventually it's going to get to that. Like, because getting deposit bonuses, I don't think is ever ever negative, as long as the deposit bonus is reasonable, right? You know, the thing is though, it's hard to meet the terms of a lot of deposit bonuses and to do it profitably too. But I do know some promotion raiders, that's what they call them, or promotion pirates, and it is possible, but.
We have a much longer term plan. That's a very short term if you're just trying to flip a buck tomorrow, but we have bigger plans for you guys in the future. We're just still getting all of our eggs in a basket, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we're able to keep ourselves afloat in the meantime. Thanks, Big Rye.
I don't know who Tom Landry is, but he looks like an old Italian gangster.
Tom Landry is named after Tom Landry Middle School, home of Bobby Hill.
Your channel is going to blow up, especially now that sports betting is being legalized almost everywhere, says Eddie.
It's kind of the plan. It's what we're thinking of. And I'd like to think that we give out different advice than the other channels. So, and I think our record does speak for itself, and we've been very transparent, very. So, honesty is the best policy, and this is as Big Rye put it, and I actually thought it was very eloquent, a trench coat and glasses type business, where it's very untrustworthy.
Well, I laugh at the guys who like tease down every
teasers are just a rip,
and then talk about how they're like 80-30 on their picks this year. It's like, yeah, but they took 10 points on every game.
Yeah, well, we'll slowly be adjusting, replying to all the chat, but the competition is we'll keep things pure. I like to think, Jake. Oh, big fumble, Pittsburgh recover.
Exactly what Glock was calling for. Not exactly a pick 6, but he gets his fumble.
And his opportunity to cover.
Yeah, he needs these points.
A Perva Meta is going to cover with his Steelers bet.
Dolphins gonna Dolphins, according to Boss Lion. And an awful fumble, according to Eddie. Randy said it's interesting to see the overall win-loss stats if we solely pick teams based on that, on what the people picks.
Like just win-losses or spread, because they're two different things. Well, it's not. Well, they Boss Line, just when I thought they were going to cover the spread. It's not over yet. It's not over.
Right now, it's more of a hobby and less of a money maker. It's probably a money loser for the fat guy and I, as far as the time that we put in.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But we do have a long-term plan.
Because of you guys, I think there's some light at the end of the tunnel. So
yeah,
we have a lot of information that we want to share. We're just not. I wouldn't say we're the greatest at conveying that information just yet, because we have to learn what lands and what doesn't. What you guys are interested in. And it's not just you guys, because we found some really key contributors, I like to say, but we do need to get a little bit more traction in certain areas. So it's hard to balance that all, and we haven't been as successful as we'd like to be. Hey, you're covering 2 days in a row, Perva. Good for you. You know what's weird though? I was thinking about your bet. You could have bet Miami and Pittsburgh because you teased it and win. You could bet both, because Miami was plus 21.5. So
Glock's noob question is, how do you tease?
it's a type of bet offered by the book where they give you like if you're favored by less points. For instance, a Perva Meta, it was I'm not sure what the line was that he was originally offered, but he teased it down from, let's just say, 12 to 5.5. So I don't know what Big Rice typing. Okay, so what it means is you have to win by less points, but the problem is that you pay a much higher commission. There's a good example. Yeah, Big Ride just put it. So what those numbers mean is take it over. I gotta take a.
You could bet Pittsburgh to win by 14.5, and if you bet $105, you get $100 back, or you could tease it down to 7.5. So if Pittsburgh wins by more than 7.5, you have to bet $220 to make that same 100. Rudolph just a couple yards too far. He would have had Deontay Johnson walking into the end zone. Eddie, you guys get me hyped every time you post a video against the spread. Yeah, spread betting is one of the things that we've really focused on over the last few years. So I feel like we do have some good advice there. That's why we're a little bit slow with a lot of other things, because we don't want to come out and give you advice that's not kind of proven. Apruva said, I joined in late, but if you guys were asking for suggestions, I got to tell you, listen to the podcast, Coming Up Winners. All right, sounds good. I'll check it out. Eddie says, I used to make a lot of money on teasers, but then Vegas caught on and started juicing them so hard, not profitable anymore. Yeah, it's really important to keep close on what those prices are and where you can get that best price. For the most part, teasers, parlays, you're always going to be losing out on the juice. Yeah, Zaps, it's a good point. They took no time off the clock. This game has been like both teams are throwing downfield, which is kind of nice to see. Being aggressive. Apruva suggested a podcast called Coming Up Winners. He says as he misses that podcast, it's not available this year. But the difference between your channel and his podcast is that they explain their picks statistically in detail.
Interesting. The reason we prefer market factors, so I'm gonna get into more depth of it because we've been trying to balance entertainment and information. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is line movements. I know that's not as exciting as player X has this type of pass completion efficiency or that type of stuff, because I really don't think that stuff is a good way of handicapping a game.
It's actually a negative way to handicap a game, because that's the information that a lot of squares are using. Like, how many points does Kansas City score when they're at home, and how many points does this team score on the road, and then what should the line be, and then
weighting off those factors, right?
Yeah, when there's a discrepancy and they're making decisions off that, that's when it becomes tough. So it's actually kind of like we always talk about the signal versus the noise. Usually a lot of those statistics are just noise.
Yeah.
Eddie says, don't shorten the video, fat guy. I like them long, got a long commute for work. We might have to make two. We could have a long version and
a long and a short. You know what? That might split our audience though. But yeah, you know what's funny, Eddie? I used to have to fight in my mind because it's all. We never use a script for this because I'm not good at reading off a script. I'm not. But it's we used to try and I tried to make it as long as possible, and I could barely hit 15 minutes.
Yeah, 17.
And then now I'm believe it or not, now I'm cutting it down and I'm hitting 30 every time. So Big Rye knows what questions to get me to. He knows what questions to prop up though. But that's years of him and I talking offline about football in general. He knows how to get me going. So it's an interesting marriage, that's for sure.
Has anyone ever gone 14-0 in a week? I don't think anyone's been perfect in our contest. There's been maybe a 1-win week.
We had a 1-loss week, I think, last year. Or it might have been the year before, but that wasn't in the contest, though.
I think I do have all our records. But that's just us.
That's just
He's
us.
talking about everybody.
No one's gone perfect, I don't think.
No one's gone perfect this year.
Someone had it. No, I think, did Satupo have a 2-loss? That's pretty good.
We had a 2-loss the first week, but I inputted things incorrectly, so it ended up being a 3. I don't know, we'd have to go look. Glock said he's going to go 14-0 next week. He guarantees it.
Well, you must work at Men's Warehouse.
Randy said this week so far the majority is 8-6 against the spread. Apruva said apparently they use some advanced matrix like DVOA or something, offense strength, defensive strength. Yeah.
DVOA is a metric by Football Outsiders, and I'm not really a big fan of it, I got to be honest. It's because a lot of these stats, like in particular Pro Football Focus, even though I don't necessarily agree with how they do things, and they're just not able to predict winners against the spread. They're just not able to do it because there's just way more into it than that. Like, how else would I explain it? Like the best handicappers more are interested in what the variance of game flow is, if that makes any sense. So it's
it's just based off of public perception.
Yeah, Steelers got a fumble here. This is big. They might get a cover here. TJ Watt's that fumble recovery. I don't know. That was weird.
For the playoffs in 2017, we went 11-1. That was pretty good.
Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was a good playoff. So we lost in the Tennessee New England game.
Yeah, in 2018, week 11, we had a 3-loss week. And then 2019, we did 12-3, which was our best week. So week 4, 12-3 was our best.
Yeah, it was the playoffs that I was thinking of.
Eddie asks, is it true that Vegas has a machine at MGM that runs a simulator 50,000 times to come up with a winner?
I would imagine that it does. I mean, that would make sense. And I would imagine that they, Haralabos Vulgaris, who's probably the best sports bettor of all time, Greek kid from Winnipeg, his simulator was called, I think, Ewing. Anyways, you could watch there's a lot of really interesting articles about how he did it, and it followed kind of the same principles too. Is this a bad beat? If the Steelers cover, this would be a bad beat in terms of game flow, yeah, because that means they'd have to score 29 unanswered points, which it looks like they have a good chance of doing. How do people make a simulator? There's a lot of coding that goes into it, and it's pretty expensive, I would imagine. So
We pretty much have a thing that
We
goes through a
pretty
simulator.
much.
We just don't actually simulate because
There's no
it's
actual
kind of-
simulate.
If you simulate it, it's just going to tell you exactly what you have anyways.
We don't have those variance numbers though, and our handicapping that worked in the past for us doesn't. It's not holding the weight anymore. It's the market consistently outperforms. Market plays outperform handicapping unless you're at the top of the heap. But in order to be the top of the heap, you're going to need information that other people don't have. So that might be inside information as well, right? So that stuff's really hard to obtain. In college football, that isn't hard to obtain. And there's a lot of guys that focus on small market betting, and they can smash it. They can smash it with handicapping. But NFL, it's a little bit difficult.
Eddie asks, is it just me or is sports betting getting more difficult year after year?
It's much more difficult, Eddie. The one thing I can say positive though is you're going to be Eddie. It's going to get blown up again though when it gets legalized. If it does, let's say in all the states, you're adding all this square money, and there'll be a gap before the population of sharps keep up to the population of squares. So I think that it's going to get. The gold rush is going to happen for a couple years if this legalization does happen. That's my thinking, and that's why I'm hoping our channel reaches those people. Even though it's probably maybe not in our best interest aesthetically to kind of give away a magician's secret. Not that we're the be-all, end-all, but I do think our strategy holds water and will stick up, especially in climates such as these. But I think it's going to work better for us. So pretty excited about it. One thing we were talking about. People know, for instance, here's a good example. In the preseason, guys would tweet how much they're going to play. So if you know how long starters are going to play, then it's kind of a big deal in the preseason. In small markets, I was going to give a really personal example, but you know whether a team's going to show up or not. Like, teams quit in college. That is a thing. And so you can kind of know, like, you know what version of a team's going to show up. It's more easily identifiable. And since in college they're not professionals, you're not going to get professionalism for the most part. So there's guys that are playing through injuries. Injuries are worse than others. All that kind of stuff. So handicapping means making your selections based on X's and O's, kind of.
It's giving strengths to each side and then setting a price on how
Yes.
often the team should win, and then comparing it to the price that's laid by the
Coming up with
bookmakers.
your own price through estimations of team strength, like he said. The market is more figuring out where the public is putting its money and going against it. At least that's contrarian market plays, which is what we do. So handicapping was a viable strategy 10 years ago, and you could do it now, but like I said, it's incredibly difficult. You need insane information. You have to pay for some of that information. There are people that can do it, but over a long, sustainable period, I think handicapping, the window gets smaller and smaller, and it gets tougher and tougher. But handicapping, you'll make more money if you're at the top, but market plays, you'll save a lot of time, and you'll pay a small commission. So you'll make less money than the top handicappers, but you're going to save a lot of time, utils, a lot. And the other thing too with handicapping is it's very difficult because you're going on the eye test a lot. Eddie, you guys are averaging about 5K with your videos. It's really good. Try college.
I think I'm going to be getting into that.
Yeah, Big Brian I think is going to do
Market plays, you're looking for percent of bets, percent of tickets bet, and percent of money bet on each side. So you have to find a place where that shows.
where it's uneven, where there's a lot of tickets on one side, but there's more money on the other.
Yeah.
That usually means the pros are on that side. And the other good thing about market plays is if your eye test fails when you're handicapping because you overvalue or undervalue something, the pros are a consensus. in that line. If there's a bunch of pro money on one side and a bunch of Joe tickets on the other, that means the pros are in consensus over this decision. So it's good that you kind of pay a commission to see the outside view of it. How do you find that info?
I use Sports Insights.
Okay, I didn't know what he was going to say, but yeah, that's the best website is sportsinsights.com. They're playing Bone Crusher.
Nice. Yeah, no problem, Glock. We'll try to put out some more content that'll make it a little bit more clear. Right now, we're just going off of stream of consciousness.
Yeah, bankroll management will be something we'll definitely touch. That'd be great. I mean, it's whatever you got to do. I mean, we're not pandering for donations or anything like that. Just viewership is appreciated. That stuff's a bonus. So. But bankroll management, Glock, is like the most important thing in the world. It really is. So, because like anybody can win or lose on the weekend. Anybody. That's why I always hate. I prefer not giving like direct pick advice. Like you should bet X, Y, or Z. I prefer because then people like if I have a bad weekend, they think I'm a moron, and if I have a great weekend, they think I'm a genius, and that's what's going to happen every weekend, and that's just completely unrealistic. We do have Patreon, Eddie. We actually do. We just never promote it because we don't like. We kind of feel weird shilling it. You know what I mean? Like give us money.
It becomes with all the stuff that we have going on, it becomes a lot to manage. So I've kind of set up a PayPal and Bitcoin wallets. I'd almost prefer to do that, and that way you're not giving Patreon a few bucks too.
Yeah, that's a good point, Big Rye.
But appreciate the kind words, Glock and Eddie.
Eddie, that's a good name. Eddie Pizarro. Sounds like a famous actor. Yeah, I would say that you do. You know what, Eddie? There's a good book. I mean, it's a little bit boring, but here it's a poker book. But I'm gonna put it in there. But there's a chapter in the beginning about bankroll management, and it's a little math heavy. But if you give it a good study, because it's only a few pages, it's totally worth it.
And for simplicity's sake, Eddie, whatever you do, whatever your bankroll is, bet 1% at the most on every game. And just take that 1% each time. Milo Sauce, if you win any money, donate to these guys. They help a lot. I appreciate the kind words, Milo.
Yeah.
Glock's hoping for this pick 6 for the win.
Here, I put the book in the description here. So there's a really good chapter about bankroll management in there, Eddie.
Yeah, and like Zidvono said, if you're not sure, bet small.
Yeah, please. What Zidvono said is completely true. Because, like, you can bat 70%, but if you're betting too much, you're going to lose. It's just the math is against you. Risk of ruin is too high. I really like that poker book, by the way. So it's that bankroll chapter is really good. Hey, no problem. Like I said, you're really buying a book for like 7 pages, Eddie. But those 7 pages are going to be valuable to you. I can promise you that. I can really promise you that. And if you have any questions, hit me up after. So me or Big Rye will be happy to explain. I think we have a copy of it somewhere around the office. So. Jake Jacobs, my biggest mistakes when I started was betting too much of bankroll per game and betting teams, not numbers. Absolutely, Jake. But I got to give you a lot of credit here. You've been doing this for, what, a year? You've been doing it, what, a year? A lot of guys spend a lifetime, Jake, and they don't fix those mistakes. They bet teams, and they bet a lot, and they lose. And they, to be honest, they deserve it. Zitvona, what do you think? The Dolphins have turned a corner? I don't know. It's a good performance. I think they're always a little bit undervalued. I mean, there's some cohesion. We kind of spoke about it on last night's stream, but this is a decent performance. It really is. You know, even if they don't cover, I'm still happy with the bet.
And I don't think there's much of a corner to turn for the Dolphins.
But I think they could be better down the stretch though, in a small way.
We get some more banner action. Funny, they run right behind him. Zit says they're not getting blown out anymore. Same for the Redskins.
Yeah. I actually like the Bills this week. I got to be honest.
They're still all professionals, and they're getting paid big bucks, and they show up every week, and they're practicing. Like, these guys they're all competitive.
Well, Eddie, I think you have a good grip on how this stuff works. So the problem is, though, is you have to swallow your ego, and what's more fun, betting conservatively and winning or betting big and losing, really? Yeah, please do. And like I said, Eddie, there's going to be 10 pages, but those 10 pages could save you because, you know, I don't know how old you are, but that could save you a serious amount of money over your lifetime because I can't imagine you stop betting. So if you're going to have a hobby that's gambling, you might as well make it at least break even. That's my opinion on it.
Randy said last week the majority of picks were 11-3 against the spread.
What does he mean by that? Not our viewers. I don't think our viewers did that well.
I don't think so.
Zitvono, the Redskins are turning to Dwayne Haskins, and I actually think that significantly changes their win probability. Believe it or not, I actually think there's a large drop-off. That's why I'll be selecting the Bills here. So...
Dolphins are out of timeouts. A first down here ends this game. 3rd and 1 for the Steelers.
Stuffed. This is actually bad for people who had the Dolphins cover because now they can lose.
Be interesting to see if the Steelers decide to go for it on this next play.
Yeah, 87, baby, like you guys had mentioned. Hey, we got years of betting left, Eddie. So let's pocket that cash. Let's not make more mistakes. It's problem is it takes a lot of emotional control from you. And I think you see you, Glock. Have a good one.
Have a good night, Glock. Most hobbies you trade money for entertainment. Gambling, you trade money for entertainment, but you have a chance to win that money back. So it's great.
Absolutely.
I think that's the famous words from Norm Macdonald.
Yeah. But however, though, Jake, though, I think you're the way that you look at it, though, is I don't know. I think it's just really savvy, and I think you're going to be okay. You could end up being a break-even better the rest of over the term of your life, but that's pretty good. They're like a lot of people go down in flames, and they do the wrong thing over and over and over again, never change anything. But that's good though. There would be no market if those people didn't act that way. Otherwise, no one could beat the juice if there weren't squares. So it's a ugly side to gambling. But I never really felt bad because they're gonna make that choice anyways. They're gonna lose it somewhere.
Hey guys, what photo should I use for the?
There you go. Pull these guys.
The thumbnail this week. I'm gonna put it together right now.
I agree, Eddie. I'll be on the Cardinals. Don't you worry, pal. Big Rye's going to be flashing you some of the thumbnails, so maybe we'll get some of your input. I'm writing some notes for the video, which will be coming out. We'll be filming right after this game.
Yeah, we're going to be filming it pretty soon.
About 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
So the Steelers are going to punt this ball.
Connor got hurt.
Makes sense. This game's done.
Yeah, he's probably fine.
So what are we this week? 9-6?
Yeah, well, it depends if there's a pick six or something. So, I wouldn't set anything up just yet.
But he said that under is looking good. Zitvono said it's probably the right choice.
Yeah.
Going for it will also be okay because it would automatically win. I thought it was too good to be true, but we will see.
Wow. Drives alive. A lot of fumbles. That whistle is going to save a cover.
A lot of people having to sweat this out, huh?
This is a sweat.
There it is. Oh. Saying that he's down. This is going to be a dangerous, pretty much last snap coming up. Watta's been able to beat... Oh. Fitzpatrick is playing with a ring on, which I think is insane. Oh, they just let this game die, so the covers...
Cover safe.
Cover saves. They end up winning by 13, so my 7-10 prediction was way off, guys. I'm sorry. But that's the game. Blouses. You guys have any last thoughts or any requests for the thumbnail this week? Anybody you'd like to see in the thumbnail? That'd be funny. Oh, Randy's pretty happy he covered that nail biter.
Not good. I like it, Randy.
Yeah, all those public bettors coming in on the Steelers late. Dolphins tried hard to blow the cover, but we hit the middle I needed. Good job, Jake. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, he got both?
He got both.
Jake doubled? I love it.
Yeah.
Jake Jacobs.
He had his survivor pool plus his...
Oh, he got
plus
it.
The pick.
Plus the cover. Beauty, man. Nice work.
Yeah, Randy. The show will probably be out in the next 2-3 hours, just depending on how quickly we can turn it around for you.
I'm just jogging down a few notes, so I've been stumbling a little bit lately. So in my old age,
yeah, yeah. Eddie can relate. You have a good night, fellas. Good picks as always. Looking forward to the video in the morning. Appreciate it, man. Have a good drive to work, and maybe Fat Guy can give you a shout out during the.
Oh, I'm feeling like that's a good one. Yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna call it a stream. You guys have a good night.
All right, we gotta get to the show. Cheers.